And we are back, and the last and final game is about to happen here in Katowice in Poland. Once more, we're joined by two representatives of the teams which are about to face off against each other. Once more, as you can see up there, we have Puppy, and over here we have Dread, and next to me we have Pyrian once more.
Great to be here. Looking forward to the final. Can't wait.
Neither can we, but we still have to wait a little bit because, of course, beforehand we want to know what the players think, what they feel, what they're thinking about. Puppy looks off into the distance, but what are you feeling at the moment? You feeling prepared? You feeling all right, or maybe a bit nervous?
I've been nervous against every team. They've all been good, so I don't know. I'm just looking forward to this game.
All right. Well, I for some odd reason, I have the feeling I'm not getting much more out of your brain at the moment. But anything you want to say maybe to your fans and everyone who has been supporting Navi throughout the whole tournament?
I enjoy my fans. I like people who's... Yeah, that's what's wrong. I enjoy my fans. It's a horrible thing. I can't believe it. But the only problem is that I'm going to probably have 100 APM this game, and I'm facing against Dread. And Dread's going to have a lot of APM tonight.
Well, let's see if Dread is going to confirm that or not.
Dread, do you think you'll be having 180 APM?
Yeah, I have actually about eight times more APM.
Wow, that's a lot of APM. I'm just trying to figure that out. My brain's broken. Obviously, you guys are one of the newer teams around on the circuit. How did you guys all get together?
Well, for the first, I have to say that it's really an honor to play against, most successful team for like a year, and of course we're going to try to do our best. And
you've played Navi a few times before in the past. How did you do then, and how do you think you'll do now?
Well, we played them online. It's actually a bit different thing, but I think we can handle our emotions on the run and do a real good job.
Okay, great. Well, we look forward to that, and we wish you all the best in the tournament. Zoe?
Of course, we do wish both of those teams all the best in those tournaments, and we're going to see who is going to win. Still, you can place your bets. Once more, please, big round of applause for our finalists. RoX.KIS and Navi made it here in the RaidCall EMS1 finals, and we're going to bring all the action to you with two of our casters. Of course, going to be Toby1, this time joined by Loda.
Thank you very much, both Pyro as well as Soki, for that wonderful interview with the two team captains. I am Toby1 Kenobi here, back again for the RaidCall EMS1 finals live stream, where we have RoX.KIS going up against Navi, and I am joined by the... I don't want to call you captain. I don't want to call you captain, but it always feels like I should do. The man from Alliance, it is Loda. Welcome, man. Welcome.
Thank you. You should call me spiritual captain. That's what I'm always telling my team. Like, since I'm the spiritual captain, and nah, I don't know. You can just.
So you're basically like the motivational Buddha of Alliance.
Yeah, something like that.
Fantastic, man. Fantastic. Of course, we will be having our game coming up shortly. Just while we've got some time, man. While we've got some time, because Navi appear to be going out for a quick smoke before they start. Overall, the whole tournament. Is there anything we should want to take away from this one? Obviously, I'm not just talking about as far as Alliance goes. I'm talking like meta style. I'm talking like beyond like picks which have been happening. Like we the Star Ladder finals where we had like Chen always in there. Now we've had this kind of like weird movement where not even like pucks picked up all the time anymore.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think's kind of changed with this final?
I think the picks are quite weird. As you said, for example, like teams like Fnatic, who used to rate puck extremely high, didn't even touch the hero and instead picked the Lion mid. I don't know. But the heroes that I feel are very, very important in this tournament is, I feel that Nyx, Lifestealer Mag. I feel that the team that has Lifestealer Mag has pretty much won the game already. That's how it feels. And I mean, we lost against Mag and we lost against Lifestealer, so...
Yeah, with the Nature's Prophet obviously was...
Yeah, exactly. But I feel those heroes are extremely strong. I mean, it's about getting the lane control, as you told me a bit before when we spoke about it, going into this game, about how important the trial lane is.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel that Nyx is such an important hero, and maybe Juggernaut is going to have some impact as well.
We saw this long lane Juggernaut. It's not the first time that Navi have done this. They actually did this during the Masters, and now they do it also here on LAN, where they go this solo Juggernaut and run a defensive trial lane with a Clinks very early on, and then it's just rotation central for the two supports.
Yeah.
Like, is this supposed to be predictable anymore? Like, can you even predict a draft? Or do you just like set yourself up with what you think is going to be a good lane, and then you find yourself up against a Bat Rider as well as a Queen of Pain, and you've got a Clockwork and a Magnetor, and you're like, what the hell did I do with my life?
Yeah, it feels...
Sorry, AL.
I was yeah, it's easy to get tricked into those situations. And I feel that the way Navi is playing right now is very effective. The way they used... I was very impressed when they played the first game against Mouse, when they had the Lifestealer kind of starting off in the jungle. Oh, we ready?
Yeah, we're ready to go. We're ready to go.
And I
Pavos just had his banana taken off him.
This is such an honor. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Really? Wow, you were so Warcraft 3.
And now it's finding server.
Yeah, we get to count upwards now.
Anticlimax. But I was saying, it is very hard to predict these lanes, and the way Navi played when they were just pretty much roaming around with the Chen, Rasta, and Lifestealer, and I mean those heroes, they can just rip through any lane.
And you never expect it either.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't be sitting there in the draft saying, we're going to go into this, and I'm pretty sure Navi's going to pick up Shadow Shaman. It's not something you've ever seen, not in the last, 2-3 months at least.
Yeah, the thing is that Shadow Shaman is generally quite a weak laner in the beginning, which could make the lane, fragile if you pick him up. But the way they used him and just roam, and they just stick together.
The first gank they had with him when they played him was the Nakes who was inside the jungle, like Havor's Nake's jungle, and then they come out with 4 heroes with a Chen, the Shadow Shaman, and the Nakes, and they gank up the middle lane. It's kind of crazy, and it's something which we're looking forward to seeing right now, because I know we're talking about RoX.KIS up against Na'Vi, who really gets the upper hand in the lanes. We know RoX.KIS, they like to play, they've really been playing very nicely aggressive. They're getting some really good picks through as well. Like sometimes we see Bat Rider here, but then Na'Vi, they've had I don't want to say perfect. I said they've had really good lane control throughout this entire tournament. And I'm these two teams. It's very they both deserve to be here in the front. Even if the grids were changed around, I still would have expected these two teams to be here.
Yeah, I mean there's nothing to say that they are the best teams in the tournament.
Yeah.
These are the 2 best teams in the tournament right now, and they are both playing so very well. And I have to say, Navi has really stepped it up, and the bootcamp they had before the tournament seems to have paid off, because it feels like they understand the meta in a better way. Now Puppy really knows how to pick what heroes to pick up in the beginning, and then how to...
I think it's actually beyond that too. Knowing the heroes and what to pick up is one thing, but being able to execute it as a team is another thing. Yeah. And that's one thing which I saw with the original when they created this new roster, the picks were they were basically the same as what everyone else was doing to a point, but it was never executed right.
Yeah, I agree. It felt like they were lacking something, and yeah, we should talk about the picks now. I really like this Nike spam.
You were talking about it before, saying that they are controlling so much. And the Bat Rider and the Wisp both being banned out. So Bat Rider, Wisp hasn't got through a single game. Not one game has he got past the first 2 bans. And Bat Rider, well, he's had 2 games he's got past, and he's dominated both of them.
Yeah, I mean, Bat Rider is such a very strong hero, and I really love this pickup from Navi, picking up the Mag as a first pick, because you have seen the Chinese doing this for a long time, and after this tournament, and I've been talking to my team about this before, and I feel that Mag he's just one of the strongest heroes in the game right now. He makes you able to pick so many other carries or semi carries that can suddenly you can clear Ancients without going for the Battle Fury and stuff like that. So you can pick up heroes like PA. I mean, he's extremely good with Nikes, just melee carries overall. And if you hit a great RP and then in late game, you can decide a game. And here
we get to move quickly through our drafting stage.
They really pick up fast.
It's kind of surprising too that RoX.KIS, they actually pass up on the Nyx. Yeah. Most of the time people have been looking at the Nyx from the very, very start, but RoX.KIS, they pick up Jaro, they pick up the Darkseer, so we get one of Dread's signature heroes as well. And for me, it feels like they're trying to look for a bit of counterfight initiation, but then you see Na'Vi now go with the Mag and the Lone Druid pickup as well as Nyx, so they've got initiation and they've got a lot of push and they've got elements of team fight. But they don't really stack up in one little thing. It's kind of like what I've been seeing over the whole course of the tournament. You feel like, okay, well, Mag is up there, and you instantly just think, okay, we're going to look at a big team fight kind of lineup, and then you get Lone Druid, who's like, well, he's great for controlling in the team fights if he's able to get entangled, but it's like kind of this luck kind of thing. And then you get Nyx to throw up, who's an initiation with Nakes if he's going to bomb with him, but it's not even that. It's Kuro who get a fast blink dagger and able to stun you up when you're not looking for it. So it's this weird kind of mix of elements.
Yeah, and I really like what they picked up here though, because the mag together with the Lone Druid is just a beast. I mean, if you go for the early armlet, let's say a Lone Druid is going to get a free farm lane, maybe Lone Druid against Darkseer, he's going to be able to. Both heroes are going to be able to farm a lot in that lane.
Well, it's what they're going to look for. It's the way they normally play it with Funnick, isn't it?
Yeah. And when you have an early armlet with Empower, you can just start taking down these towers, and Sylla just ends up being a beast. But at the same time, I really like how RoX.KIS kind of looks like they're going to stay true to how they like to play. I mean, they pick up the Darkseer. They want to make sure they have this 5-on-5 team fight, and if you look for, I mean, we don't pick up Darkseer that often in our team. Actually, we used to play him a lot, but he's kind of faded out. And
well, he always seems to struggle with his lanes unless he's given a lot of space.
Yeah, but
like this creep skipping is the only thing which seems to be really 100% working.
Yeah.
And then like the 2 Iron Shells to deal with the Lone Druid Bear is the only way it happens.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel that some teams are extremely good with Darkseer. I mean, and RoX.KIS is this team. They have a good team play. They like fighting, and they play Russian Dota, and with Darkseer, I really like their team fight is going to be very strong with the call down, with the vacuum, and now we're going to see what they're going to follow up with.
I'm already seeing like RoX.KIS that they're banning out exactly what Navi's already run during the tournament. So the Juggernaut and the Chen, of course, they ran. I was actually talking about this during the semi-final just before, where they ran the Juggernaut before, and they ran him on a long lane, saying the healing wall will deal with it. If the aggressive tri lane then is able to stay even remotely balanced, then they keep it like that. If not, they just switch it back up again. But they had a Lone Druid to push with last time, and with the mag and power buff up like you were talking about. And if you put a healing wall on top of that one, I don't see enough counter push here from RoX.KIS. Like, what do you got? Iron Shells, Fade Bolt, and the cooldown, and that's basically it for the moment. The Keeper of the Light banned out in the early stages, so you can't instantly stop this style of push.
Yeah, I agree, and I think they're doing really great bans. I mean, if they would have faced the Juggernaut and the Healing Ward, it would have been such a hard time. And I mean, it's the same thing with the Chen. The push would just be too much. I'm a bit surprised by the Silencer ban from Navi, but maybe they've been screaming or something, and there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know.
I was kind of thinking when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, so we're looking at our Queen of Pain matchup again for the middle lane.
Yeah, that's...
But then again, we've already got Magnetor in here, and actually surprisingly too, like with all the bans, like you're talking about the Silencer up against the Magnus, like what do you have to then use? Like you have to put Skewer on the cooldown, Shockwave as well, you'd be really, really short all the time. So maybe a harder lane for Denny to farm up there in the middle lane.
Yeah,
that's of course assuming that Mag is the mid.
Yeah, I guess that's the idea you don't want to face.
There's that Bane. And I was actually talking, I think it was Era, it was Notal I was talking to about this before we started this game up, and talking about Bane and the fact that Na'Vi kind of don't even touch it really. Like they haven't been going near it all the time, and right now we see Nyx as well as Bane both being picked up, 2 holding heroes.
Yeah.
Like it's just like they want to take Gyro out of the play, maybe even Nightmare up on the Darkseer or something along these lines.
Yeah.
It just feels a lot more controlling and a lot more like passive in the early portion of the game, until those levels start coming up, until Nyx can initiate, until Bane's got Fiend's Grip. Like, they don't really have these, like, I say, playmakers as such. They just got this passive kind of chance.
Yeah. And I was actually a bit surprised by that Bane pickup. Perhaps they don't...
I thought they would have, like, coupled up with another push. Like, you see the Chen Enchantress taken out. RoX.KIS were thinking that one as well. Like,
but I'm starting to consider if they are going to run the Lone Druid off lane, and they picked up the Bane because they don't want to get the bear countered by just sleeping it, but I'm not sure.
But like you showed during Starlighter Finals, like it doesn't matter if you have the Bane or not, you can still pull the aggro and stop it.
Yeah, you can.
And now a Clockwork is the final, the 4th pickup here from RoX.KIS. Are we seeing the AL mid solo clock with the Darkseer as well? Either Darkseer's going into the jungle and Clockwork's going long lane, or one of these 2 heroes is in the mid lane.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's going to be a Darkseer mid.
Darkseer versus the Mag.
I mean, a lot of the Asian teams are running the clock solo mid as well. I mean, you can see, what are they called? Rattlesnake?
Isn't that like the Malaysian team?
No, the Chinese team with Lan M and those. I think it's Rattlesnake. I just lost it. But then anyways, they
I can't help you. I haven't been following Chinese Dota enough.
but
Normally it lags.
Clock, I have to say this. Clock is one of these heroes. It's Nyx, Clock, and Mag for me right now. I can't stand that hero. I think it's so strong. And Cogs, I mean, that's probably top 3 most annoying spell in the game. Cog. I mean, the way you can just pretty much block, like Balba did against us when we played Liquid some days ago before this tournament. And you can pretty much block the whole wave, so the opponent's wave will go to your tower before the offlane creeps even past there. So I think the hero is extremely strong, and in the mid game, he just has such a huge impact. I mean, he can just. I think this is a very underrated hero, and I wouldn't be surprised if this hero is going to start becoming because some teams do always pick him up in the 3 first picks, and I think it's going to become a very common.
Well, the CIS teams always did. Like Virtus Pro was one of the first teams to start doing it again with Santa, who was, I believe, actually the first one before Bulba was actually doing it. Santa was having a crack at it, and then they actually used it as bait because then they started using Clockwork as a support. So KSI back when he was playing the support instead of the offlaner. Like, they were switched up and really screwed around with the draft. And I think we now get a little bit more insight into why the Silencer was banned, because I was talking about the Queen of Pain being that like matchup in the middle lane. Is the last one up, which means that this actually forces both Bane, Nyx, and are they supporting Lone Druid on that long lane, or are we even going to see Mag being babysat down here on the long lane?
Or maybe it's a Wast, Lone Druid safe lane. Yeah, it seems to be.
We get Warlock on the last one. So yeah, Vorst gets to play as Bears. But it could also still be him on the long lane. I'm not going to bank off on this one because we've seen him doing that Nyx in the semi-final, and he was technically the long lane. I say technically he was jungle to start with. But this last pickup with the Warlock, of course, I know you had a lot of experience with Warlock as well when you combined him up with a Spectre. What do you think RoX is really trying to achieve with this one? Or is it just like savior of lanes kind of thing? Because I think they've now been stuffed on their lanes because of the quad pick.
I just think they want to just dominate the team fight, and Warlock is actually very, very underrated. I mean, I have to say that the Fatal Bonds just does so much damage if you're able to
imagine the team fight. Like, you're able to get a vac into a Warlock ultimate with the Fatal Bonds up and running and a cooldown on top of that.
But it's also the cog. It's gonna fuck up the fight a lot. So if they actually initiate with the clock, and after that you're able to vacuum into a cog.
And you hold
with a
them all in one
cooldown. I
position.
mean, yeah, exactly. So if they're going to be able to pull this off in the team fight, they are looking extremely strong when it comes to pure 5-on-5. But it's going to be interesting to see. I mean,
they're still going up against an RP and a Queen of Pain ultimate at the same time. So it's obviously nowhere near as powerful as an option. I love it when RoX.KIS do this kind of stuff. They do it so often as well that I'm surprised so many teams are not like expecting it. But then again, at the same time, we see also Na'Vi making rather similar movements.
Oh my god, are they really going to pull this off?
They're searching for it, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work because you already see the defensive positioning. The Vorst will not get caught out, and because Na'Vi were going for a little bit of a roam themselves, like if they were trying to make sure they contested their jungle, then they would have found themselves in a bit of an engagement.
Yeah.
We always see that around like this little point here near the easy camp.
Yeah, and we actually always stay very passive against RoX.KIS nowadays. in the beginning.
I remember when I can't remember which game it was you played against them. They did exactly the same move, and you ended up just hanging back just this side and waiting for them to pass the tree line. And then you're able to see them. It's like, then we just keep falling back, keep falling back, keep falling back. No need to fight them unless they want to try and overextend and force the issue.
So it looks like it's going to be the off-lane Darkseer. And then let's see if they're going to do some roaming. Yeah, it is the support clock, it seems. As you mentioned before, they
Yol is another guy that did do it. He's done it once in this tournament so far. So this will be the second time we get to have him.
I'm actually not a huge fan, though, of the support clock. I feel that it's very situational. But I mean, it seems like this is going to be a free lane on bottom.
Yeah, Funnick is going to have a horrible... Actually, he's even sitting here. He's waiting. Funnick is waiting on this bottom lane for Na'Vi.
Yeah, but do you see that Wast is pulling the wave for him? You see? He's just farming top with Scylla normally, and he probably shared the bear with Funnick on bottom lane, and Funnick is just just being annoying, and this is very, very good for him. He's gonna get a huge...
Actually, I noticed Admiral Bulldog used to do this, but you don't normally have like a set of tangos with a bear so it doesn't die. Is he really going to try and stack this up 3 times?
Yeah,
It looks like a 3-time stack, so it pushes down on the creep wave. But normally, like, you try and pull it back to you.
Yeah, and
This one's just going to have so much momentum behind it.
this is gonna be a quad wave.
Yeah, he can stack this 4 times.
Yeah, but I mean...
It almost feels like the courier line, which you can make over here. But it's actually now 4 on the stack. And the bear just keeps running. It's going to die. There's too many range creeps here. So
Yeah.
either he runs this and it just goes for a backward run. Actually, the bear levels up and then a recall up. So Horse brings his bear back. But this is a triple lane now that's going to push out through the bottom.
But the question is, are they gonna be able to... I mean, this is kind of a double-edged sword because...
Well, they're going to pull it through. They're going to pull it through. The timing's going to be a little bit off. Actually, this is even for Vincere. It's almost a double stack. They're going to control the aggro.
Yeah, but the thing is that they...
Well, actually, no, they control the aggro of like a third of the creep wave, so it's still a double creep wave coming at them. Middle lane, in the meantime, should be almost first blood there. Dendy jumping on solo. Fatal Bond's going to be returned. It's on the creep as well as on Dendy, and this will be his death. Even attacking the creep is going to help Moff, and there you go. Warlock's going to get it.
so nice. That is so very good. And Dread even went mid to gang with the Darkseer.
Yeah, that was...
Warlock Darkseer killed the Queen of Pain. You don't see that every day.
It's the problem when you Fatal Bonds up. The funny thing is, Denny was away then, but because he was still Fatal Bonds up to that range creep, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And now there's 3 heroes. RoX.KIS, this is probably the double-edged sword you're talking about. We've got the power to push. Funny picked up, throwing down, cleans the tree line. The Slush are losing a lot of mana there because they get hit by the cogs on the way out.
Yeah, they are doing this exactly right. And this is what I said. They have this huge wave now.
So pushing power, the new meta is now for the enemy team to give them a triple wave.
I mean, how many creeps is this?
I don't know, but it's gone past the tier 2 tower, and Vincere, this could actually be a really a big overextension here for RoX.KIS. If TP support's coming behind on this tier 2 tower.
Skyrush really flask up the Rubik right now.
Yeah, there it goes. And then he's going to walk in range of the tower and then take the aggro. Not going to happen though.
These creeps are gonna follow them to the fountain.
Dire's structures
Really?
are fortified.
It's actually going for the full run. It's going for the full run. And they still want to get the experience from that. They want to get the farm off these creeps.
But they're getting quite a lot of XP.
Man, this kind of feel like I don't know if this meant to be like next level, like sacrificing a nature's prophet to a Roshan kind of next level. But
yeah, but
Bottom tower
I'm not sure about this.
they want to last it as well. They want to get the gold, so.
But this is delaying them up. Puppy's actually almost dead here, trying to fight this one off.
I'm not sure if this was worth it, to be honest. They should probably have just done it, maybe a double or triple wave. This quad wave or almost...
What if we actually think about this to like another level? Tier 1, Tier 2 towers gone early on. Where does Biz find his control? Where's Biz find his farm?
Well, I mean,
like the tower's going down early on. Sure, it's going to be great gold coming the way of RoX.KIS, but where is Biz going to continuously farm now?
well, I mean, as long as they just pull back the lane, they can get the control again. So I don't think it's a huge problem for them. Oh, let's see, Sonic's gonna get the deny.
Yeah, they had to nightmare him up. And
and he gets the last hit. This guy is extremely rich. Look at this, 1900 gold.
Could be like fastest Shadow Blade on Gyrocopter we've ever seen. All thanks to Navi. A fantastic play.
I really have to pick up the last hit screen now. And then he's actually leading the last hit. But you can see here that this Fatal Bonds is very, very annoying.
Yeah, even if you're ahead in the last hit, it's not going to leave. And now also with a rocket hitting him from the side. Danny's got no bottle, it's flying out to him right now. Luckily for him, there's no other targets that are Fatally Bond. But look up at the top lane though, we look towards Havost. We're talking about him, he's 35 for 10 up here on the top lane. Sure doesn't have this bonus income of the towers going down the bottom lane with the tier 1 and the tier 2 tower gone. But he's still topping the CS.
Yeah.
And he's topping it by 13 against the off-laner.
Yeah, Wost is having a really great game here.
It's...
Nah, they're not gonna go for it.
No. Have to dive through a double iron shell as well as a
see.
tier 1 tower? I don't think so.
Yeah, but this is why Darkseer is so good. I mean, he's gonna be able to stop the push from Navi, and it's gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna be able to apply the pressure. I mean, I guess they're gonna try to do some smoke gang, go around the tower from behind and try to pick the Darkseer off.
To say on the bright side though, have you noticed that Mag is actually out-leveling the Darkseer?
Oh,
With all that like funky stuff happening on the bottom lane, he's still up at level 4.5 in comparison to the level 3.5 of the Darkseer, of the Clockwork.
Yeah, and that's really good.
So overall, in fact, we should even check out the Golden Experience graph. Okay, Gold
But Dread is actually
3
level 5 now, so he does have the better and the Clockwork support. So I mean, it's sort of fairly even. So I think Funnick is, even if they lost these 2 towers, I think he's okay with this. He just wants to get the levels, get the level 6 to be able to impact the game a lot with the RP. You know, see three heroes in mid, and the Morlock is just playing very, very safe. He knows something is going on.
They even got wards like looking for this kind of stuff. It doesn't look like it. The pings are coming out for the top lane. Yeah, they're going to have a crack at this one. RoX.KIS are diving on the tower. The Cock push him a little bit further away though, but they're just going to try and kill off the bear.
Yeah.
Of course, he does have a resummon for this one. In fact, now he can recall the bear back if he wants to, which he does do so.
They should probably back off and are they going to make
tower is
I don't know if Kuro's going to make it in time. He doesn't have that high movement speed, even though he does have the boots up and running.
Yeah, that was no problem. RoX.KIS is... I feel that RoX.KIS is doing this quite well. But I mean, at the same time, if you look at the CS, I mean, was this dominating the CS score? I mean, he's almost up at 50 CS. Dandy has better CS in mid as well. I mean, it's very even, but he's still getting the most last hits, and the Gyro is getting back though. Oh, he went for the Helm of Dominator.
Is he looking? He's already stacking. I got a Satyr over here on the Ancient stacks. He's already got 2 stacks set up.
Oh yeah, he's stacking for himself. That's great. That's really good.
It would be the only other reason why I thought he would go like this.
Yeah, I did, because I didn't see the Satyr, so I was like, really? He had that great start and it shows.
Which he means because he's already got the 2 stacks out, which means that Helm of Dono must be like 5 minutes in. Dread's in trouble. There's an entangle out from the bear. Kuro's already used his stun, and Dread on 29 HP he went down to actually. And able to get himself away, and Yol, he'll get hit a little bit too, but Havors cannot get that kill.
Yeah, and I just want to see, we have level 3 on the clock, and the Rubik is level 4. I feel that, I mean, Na'Vi is getting some levels on Bane and NA, but I don't really feel that they're getting so much done though. They're spending a lot of time trying to gang, and
yes, it's like they got no presence on the map just yet.
yeah, RoX.KIS is just playing so like very safe, and they always back out. And when people are missing, they always choose the safer option, so to speak. And that's the reason why Dende is actually having a little bit. Now it's very even. Now it's 31 to 32 CS. But I mean, that's the only reason why he's been able to out-CS him in mid, because Warlock has just been, every time he knows that the 2 supports are missing, he's been backing off and farming safely. And
I'm wondering if this is really the best thing to do though. Like, you're getting a Queen of Pain who's finding some really good CS, is up at level 8 now, so already got like that 1 in Sonic and 4 in Scream. So you get the burst damage to gank up anywhere you want to.
yeah, then he's gonna move towards top.
And he just got spotted by this Radiant ward up on the cliff. But there's still no fallback. Yol saw it coming, but he hasn't moved back off the... In fact, even if he moved back off the tower, he still would have like walked into Dendi.
Exactly. Yeah, he must know that he's just gonna try to hide there.
Pings are coming off. It looks like Na'Vi have worked out the fact that the stack is going on. Once they saw the Helm of the Dominator, they worked out the same kind of thing. So the water's down, so they know when the stack's going to be done. Warlock, man, time for an ultimate. Look for it dropping down. Puppey as well as Dendi. Puppey, he needs a brain sap. He's already used it. He's still running himself away. Dendi has to stop taking damage. If he takes more damage than this, he's going to kill off Puppey. And Biz is trying to catch up to him. He's just not fast enough. Now he is with the surge. There's the attack, and Kuro throws a defensive stun just in case they kept running after him.
That was a bit confusing, actually. They didn't get much out of that Warlock ult, but I mean, I guess he felt that he had to do it in that situation. He was afraid that he would otherwise get nuked down, and they could have instant killed him if he didn't drop that ult.
So decided to be the aggressive one instead.
Yeah. I think it was the right choice, and now they're going to be able to pick up this tower, I guess.
I wonder if they're going to be able to finish it off, though. Denny's trying to stay as close as he possibly can. That's why Biz is moving a little bit further forward with his black hand. Yeah, there's the blink back. They ensure
but he's already going down.
That's a tier 1 tower taking fall. And I don't know about you, man. Like, whenever I see like a tier 1 tower fall down, and like even like the 2 towers lost in the bottom lane, say, okay, RoX.KIS got a good advantage. But if one find happens with a lone draw on the opposition, you're then going to take tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 towers very, very quickly as well.
Yeah,
it's like just having unclaimed gold. Speaking of that, Ancient stack. I don't think Biz really has enough damage to take this entire stack. He's got 4 points up with the flat cannon. It's going to take him a very, very long time to do so.
Yeah, but still, it's going quite fast. Well, okay.
He's got enough help.
Something I wish is going to happen this game, and I have to mention it before I forget. The coolest thing that you can do with Warlock, it's if you get Fatal Bonds off on Roche and the other heroes. Because if you kill Roche, you're going to kill all 5 of the opponent team, and that's actually possible. So and I would like to see them focus a lot of their fights around the Roche pit, because they have the vacuum, they have the cogs, they have a lot of... oh, let's see here on top.
Yeah, I'm watching Dread. There's been 2 poor swipes, haven't got an entangle, but with an extra stun, 3rd hit, 4th hit, still no entangle, and the Fatal Bond's actually tethering up between a Force and the Bear. He also managed to pick up Puppey again, and then he gets an entangle, of course, on a normal creep.
Yeah, we can see that Worst is going for the armlet, as I said. It's just the strongest build right now. I feel you get such a huge impact in the early game when you go for the face boots, you go for the Orb of Venom, and then you get the armlets, and at that point you're gonna be extremely, extremely strong. But at the same time, I mean, RoX.KIS, they're taking down tower by tower by tower, and
Na'Vi letting him have this one. You saw Puppey just draw the little circle around the tier 2 tower. So they're saying, let's only defend the tier 2 tower, let the tier 1 tower go.
Yeah.
Then he's still getting farm up in the middle lane. He's about to pick up that rune from the bottom lane, which is the haste rune. And also at the same time, we kind of forget about Funnick. He's got Arcane Boots up at level 8 here on the bottom lane and 850 gold.
Yeah, he's been having the time of his life lately. And
well, they gave him all the space in the world. He's managed to find 37 CS from someone who had basically nothing at the start.
And it's because they wanted to move around the map and take the stack, take the towers, and that's why he's been getting that space. And it's always scary with a mag who has that space, because if someone is going to TP down now,
shows you how close Na'Vi's actually keeping up. Kuro, man, you have no invis here, and Solo just walks past him. Old man reflexes.
Yeah, he doesn't mind. And here's Funnick. Nah, they're probably just gonna... Yeah, Navi's just gonna fall back. They know that they can't really take this fight right now.
Yeah. I don't even know if that was really meant to be a fight. Like, you do some damage to the tower, all of RoX.KIS now rotate towards the bottom lane, a lane where they can't claim any more towers, and then Havors gets more space up on the top.
Yeah, exactly. They just wanna keep making RoX.KIS wasting time, running around, because RoX.KIS does this 5-man a lot, and...
You could hear RoX.KIS just then talking. It's really weird being here on this side, because they talk so damn loudly because the noise-cancelling headsets. But you can hear him actually say, like, armlet almost ready.
Yeah.
And they know the timing of it too, like Lone Druid. Once he has that Helm of Iron Will up, then he's got armlet.
Yeah.
It's fully running, and that's 14 minutes in, and Funnick with now almost like 1,300 gold. When if that Blink Dagger comes up before the 20-minute mark, then Na'Vi's time is going to be almost perfect.
Yeah, and Na'Vi is going to be...
I'm actually surprised Na'Vi haven't lost more heroes here, because all the towers which have gone down, like I know that's what RoX.KIS is focusing on, but there hasn't been as many pickoffs. They've been bouncing RoX.KIS around looking for openings, but that's it.
Yeah, and then they notice now that they've just cleared the Ancient stack, and it's a very passive game, I feel. I mean, not very passive, but everyone is just playing so safe, and no one wants to make a mistake, and I understand how that is. When you're playing the finals, it's always best to play safe.
I find it slightly ironic that you're on the other end of this casting mic, considering what you guys did during DreamHack. So I don't know if it's like bittersweet revenge or something.
Yeah, what do you mean? That we won, or?
It's like, what's your point? What's your point? We won the competition, it's fine. Mid-tier 2 tower now going to be focused down by RoX.KIS. And they got all 5 heroes here. Havors has come off that top lane. They're trying to use the bear to kite the experience back, but the tower's still taking damage here. Clockwork. Yeah, he managed to find Funnick, but then Funnick skewers himself out. RP as well, already been popped off at the same time. The Warlock ulti went down. Big wall up too. Havors being pulled back in. That was actually an RP being stolen.
And he stole the RP. That's so well played. And this is exactly what they should do. And I'm so impressed by RoX.KIS, and they're probably gonna back off after this tower since they don't have the ultis. But they're doing exactly the right thing. They shouldn't. They know that they can't get tricked by Na'Vi to like try to split push or do this thing. They should just 5-man, and they know they're extremely much stronger.
They're not backing off. They're gonna go all the way in.
Yeah.
Dendy's sitting back there. He's still got his ultimate up and running, but the RP, of course, we know, like, it went up from front and got one here, and then it got no advantage because that Warlock ultimate dropped directly after it. But they do a third of damage to the tower, but there's no way to follow up after this.
Yeah.
Dire's
And
top
they're
tower
looking
is under
extremely
attack.
strong now, RoX.KIS.
Their execution was perfect, man.
Yeah.
You were talking
Yeah,
about it,
this-
like what would happen during a team fight, and it wasn't even like, it didn't even feel like a full combo then.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like, well,
Dire's
Warlock dropped the
top
on, we got a
tower
couple of
is
heroes, the
under
Feather Bonds went up there. Clockwork, of course, like, started off by, like, going on the mag and forced an RP in a wrong position.
Yeah, but this is what I said, like, if when the clock goes in and Na'Vi tries to counter go on clock, I mean, how do you fight this vacuum Warlock ult wall call down this early in the game?
Well, man, they're going to try and give this a shot. There's a Sentry Ward down here. Solo is a Radiant Sentry Ward. They know all the Invis heroes around. They're searching for Kuro. He's still on level 6 just yet. There's no Vendetta available. And Na'Vi fall back to their high side of the river. Still no Sentry Wards available. Solo
he's
smack bang in the middle, but he's going to get a Fatal Bonds on the 3
that's a
heroes
great
at the
Fatal
back.
Bonds.
And now Biz, he is entangled. Queen of Pain Ultimate doing a lot of damage there. The gyro, and he's not going down. He's at all still has
Oh,
space.
still
Even though
alive.
he's enfeebled, Puppy cannot finish the job. 3 heroes lost. Havor's hiding in the tree line. And with the, he even gets one
It's
level
the
up in
slow.
Upheaval. Havor's will TP himself back out to safety.
He's not gonna make it.
Oh, pick up, throw him down and kill him off.
Wow.
And GG,
Yeah.
17-minute GG, 7-0. RoX.KIS will take game 1.
That's such an impressive game from RoX.KIS, and I'm actually very happy seeing this because I love we scream against this team a lot, and they're such a nice team. Like honestly, all of them are so friendly, and I like the fact that they have kinda unknown players. You know what I mean? In the Russian scene, they're probably more known, but I love the fact that they're actually a team. You can see that they are a team, and they win as a team, and they lose it as a team. And when it comes to, they really have the team play, and they stay true to their own play style, and that's what I'm really impressed. I don't know what to say.
Man, I love it as well, but I still want to ask the question, what the hell was going on the bottom lane? What was with that? Yeah, that's a bloody good question. What was Na'Vi thinking? Like, if they didn't give that advantage away, like, what would the match have turned up like? Would we have seen like a later kind of style? Would Havor still managed to push through later on? Because he wouldn't have been under pressure so early on. They lost so much map control so early on because of this quad lane.
I think the problem for Na'Vi was that they picked up the Queen of Pain, perhaps, because I know that Dendy is maybe not so happy when it comes to playing Mag anymore.
I don't know. I know there was some issues which went down where it was like, go for a 5-man RP, but please go for a 1-man RP, and it just wasn't happening. They won't find the initiation with Mag, and that could be the reason behind it. But it's still at the same time like it's an off-lane Mag, and Dendy doesn't play that kind of role, and it was already a lane which was going to struggle nonetheless.
But I don't really feel it.
Supports.
I mean, as you said, them stacking 4 or 5 waves. I mean, sure, when you think about it, it could work out, but.
But
I mean, because
waves?
We've been in the same situation
but you've only ever gone 2 ways. 2 ways was your limit.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Because it's so easy to push if you have that many creeps.
Well,
and I think Na'Vi just got surprised.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it's going to happen in game number 2. Of course, let's jump over to both Zoe as well as Puri and Flax, and I think Kawa as well. They're sitting there basically watching the game. So over to you guys.
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, both of us 3 are now sitting here. And yeah, we're actually in the audience. We all watched that game, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who's kind of blown away by the play of RoX.KIS there.
Seriously, that was extremely impressive. Like, RoX.KIS going with what was happening from Havas with that triple stack pull, they made it work, man, and they were able to capitalize on those 2 towers that they were able to get. That was really, really nice, helping out with the supports, get their core items. But honestly, the MVP in that was seriously Solo, being able to just make Dendy's job, like, not happen. He tried to make ganks come out, it didn't work at all because he was just constantly putting on the fatal bonds, making sure that he was very, very low health. He couldn't go around ganking at all, so that was very, very disruptive. You can even see the control that they had in that game, especially with, I want to say, the rocket that came out of the clockwork from bottom. Their communication was so good that what was supposed to be a kill in the middle lane onto Dendy with that rocket follow-up, it was close, he didn't get it, but you could just tell the commitment to that. And also, the last big thing I could probably talk about is just the amount of control that RoX had with that, with the GPM. Any time they moved around the map, they were either farming Ancients with a wasted golem that they did inside of the middle lane that they weren't able to get the kill with. They were able to take down the middle tower. So that was really, really good from RoX. Honestly, they were so convincing in that. And 17 minutes in with a GG, nuts.
Never seen that before, right?
Not, well...
From Navi, do you think they were right? Do you think they were just like, this is it, this is over, let's move on to the next, let's get our focus back?
Yeah, after that one, it was pretty much GG by the time, I think the second team fight happened, honestly, because they were way too far behind, and they knew it, so just calling it after that one, trying to regroup right now, they just left the room, gonna have to try and bring it back.
Do you think they can?
I think they can. Honestly, after how convincing they have been here, how confident and really, really good they've been using just all the plays that they've been at the disposal. It's been really, really good. So honestly, with how confident they've been going into this and how far, I really feel that they can go for probably another game and take, hopefully, the second game.
Okay.
A little redundant. A bit redundant there, but yeah.
I get you.
Well, but still, like, what does the audience say? Anyone for Navi here? That was the quietest cheer I've ever heard. Let's try this again, okay?
So
like, I understand a lot
yeah.
of things already happen and people might be tired. So, okay, I give you a warning now. I kind of want to hear Navi fans. All right, we got that? Okay, Navi fans. Oh, darn, that worked good.
That was better.
Yeah, that was all right.
Better.
That was all right.
What about RoX.KIS? Any fans of RoX.KIS?
For some reason,
Same group of people,
I was just
both
about to
times.
say.
You guys are cheating.
Yeah, but I think that's actually great.
You can't blame them. I mean, two great teams. I don't
also, they're sitting in front of them, so it's a bit
know. Well,
hard
yeah,
to...
there's that too, yeah.
Don't want to piss them off, do we? So yeah, we can't wait to head into the second game. And unlike lovely Kaba over here, I actually hope Navi is going to take it because I want to see 3 games there.
Agreed. You want to see 3 games? You want to see 3 games?
I do. That would make it even more better.
Even more better. You heard it. Do you guys all want to see 3 games?
3 games. Yeah. 1.
Good. So that might or might not be what we're going to see. And for that, we're going to head over to our casters again. So please, Loda, Toby1, take it away.
Hi, we're back.
Greetings.
I actually thought we were going to get to a very, very quick break because the players aren't even here yet.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not sure where they are. I think they're smoking Russian style.
well, it's Russian style is like better than like normal style.
Yeah, because they're gonna be standing like Navi, and then it's gonna be RoX.KIS on one side, and they're gonna be eyeballing each other, you know, and some.
Nah, it's just like, oh, I can put 4 cigarettes in my mouth. It's like you can put 4 stacks in the bottom lane. Yeah, yeah.
And now they're coming back.
That's how it goes down. Yeah, so the players are going to come back in. We're already inside the game. And actually coming up into this game, man, like, okay, I'm not quite sure if we just should forget about game number 1. Because game number 1 was...
Yeah.
I want to say the word funky. Is the only word I can actually feel express as like
Confusing.
Game 1. Confusing.
It's like they suddenly decided to end the game.
Yeah, but end the game against themselves.
Yeah.
Ah.
But RoX.KIS they played an awesome game, and they took complete control, and Navi didn't get much space at all, and I don't really know how.
The funny thing is,
what do you get out of that game when you're Navi? How do you?
Well, I think at the end of the day, like, Navi will probably go, like, question one decision and say, you know what, it happened.
Yeah.
Screw it. Let's just focus and actually go. Like, game number 2. Like, every game is a new game for them.
Yeah, but what I wonder is, are they gonna change their bans? Are they gonna change the way they pick? Are they gonna fear different heroes?
I wouldn't see that happening.
Nah.
I wouldn't see that happening. Like, if you're looking to like change your entire draft because you basically 4-stacked and then your entire bottom lane got pushed out and then everything like the only thing you'd stop doing is running a mag on a long lane. It would be like would be the only thing. It's like we're gonna get him 4 waves worth of experience. It's no.
But
And RoX.KIS will be like, well, okay. Actually, this was probably going to be even more entertaining. Like, Na'Vi, now they've one game down here in the grand finals, a best of 3. RoX.KIS can do whatever the hell they want to. They can go all out aggressive and see if they can, like just push Na'Vi into the ground. Na'Vi, who throughout this entire tournament, they come through what you could say is the harder part of the bracket, as far as, obviously, with the teams which were all in there. But, like, RoX.KIS also have something to prove here, so they can go, you know what, let's just stomp them. Let's just go full on out. Let's grab every possible aggressive hero. Let's go with our Night Stalker. Let's go with everything else we've got. And looks like the team's ready to go too, so we'll hit the go button and get ourselves into game number 2 of the grand final. Of course, if you are watching from home and you've just tuned in, it's great to have you here. We're doing the RaidCall EMS 1 Spring Finals. Of course, if you want to make sure you tune into the next season as well, there's 4 seasons in total planned for this year. We go with the seasons, would you believe? Hence, we go with the spring to start with.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because we end in spring.
Yeah, but it's... Oh, Dundee's looking at the camera. Nah, but I think Na'Vi is, as you said, they're just going to try to forget about last game. They're just going to get a clean slate and...
Yeah. You got to put it out of your mind.
Yeah.
You got to put it out of your mind. It happened. Never let it happen again. And just move forward.
Yeah.
Play their style, play what they want to do. That was something which they haven't done at all in this competition. Like, there's never been like anything like that, which is even like remotely said, okay, well, this is questionable, this is really unusual, like the mag on and off lane, like it's not something which you say, yeah, okay, that was definitely what we've seen from Na'Vi for this entire competition. Like, I know I said at the very start of game number 1, we might see something different and unusual. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting something like, I don't know, Pudge to come up against a mag in the middle lane.
But it's actually interesting what people don't know is that the CIS teams, it's very special when they face each other because CIS teams are better against other CIS teams. It seems to be like that. I've heard when I spoke to Puppy and I've spoken to Empire, all these teams, for example, like look at Virtus Pro. They've recently they've been losing a bit more maybe, but they've done so very well against everyone. But they always have a hard time against Empire.
Yeah.
For some reason, but Empire...
It's because they know them so well. They know what makes them tick and like the way they'll respond.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel it's a bit the same here, that RoX.KIS know the Na'Vi style. And they both play like aggression Dota.
Yeah.
But this... So there's...
Are you watching this right now to see if Na'Vi's able to pick up both Wisp as well as Nyx? Because I got a funny feeling that there's going to be something let through this pool right now.
Yeah.
Because RoX.KIS, like, you know RoX.KIS. Everyone knows RoX.KIS. If you give them Wisp, they'll take Wisp.
Yeah.
They'll run Wisp CK almost every single time.
But Wisp is... And this is something I've been talking for so long about, and to my own team, and when we look at the Asian Dota, and we are still getting we're still very skeptical about this thing that Wisp isn't even touched in that scene.
Well, actually, I was having the same chat with Puppy last night.
And I just feel that they think that Wisp is a gang hero. And if you play 5-man Dota against Wisp, you can't gang, and then the hero sucks.
Yeah.
But Wisp, you can just not gang. You know what I mean? Because when we play Wisp lately, and teams, they always try to group up once Wisp hits the level 6. They want to predict the gang.
Yeah.
And then you just don't gang. So you're having free farm instead.
But if they don't group up, then you do gang.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also the fact that Wisp can, you know, that Tether is such a great ability. He can heal a hero. He can just save a hero with a TP out. You can even relocate during a fight and come up from behind.
First game.
They leave Wisp.
In the entire competition. And this is going to be Mag and Nyx to come back at him. It's got to be. They banned the Nakes themselves, because they had the option. They could have tried to filter through the Nakes. They could have gone for the Nakes themselves.
Yeah, I was just trying to look at RoX.KIS and see if they got a smile on their face or something, getting that Wisp.
They all seem to be rather serious. Like, it's like, okay, that happened, but what happens in return? The Mag and the Nyx is what we predict. Because if you don't also, like if we get Nyx as well as Wisp over on RoX.KIS, they basically got the holy grail of the supports they're looking for.
But I don't understand why Na'Vi banned Nyx.
It's...
Because I would have liked a Mag, Nyx.
This is probably when I'm going to say like what Puppy told me last night. And what he told me last night was like the Wisp pickup he understands, and yeah, there's that Wisp CK.
Yeah.
Like, he understands the entire European scene's living off it right now. Like, they love it, everyone wants it, and everyone bans it. But he says he doesn't understand why teams just don't beat it. Like, he didn't explain the reasons why, and at that time in the morning after the amount of sleep we'd had, I was not going to ask because I wasn't going to remember. But there didn't seem to be any kind of like fear for Wisp. Like, Wisp comes, okay.
Yeah, and Puppey's actually...
Wisp is here, let's control him, let's play against him. Let's just play the way we want to play.
But the thing is, it can always hit you in the back.
It's like,
and
yeah, we should be able to win this, and then Wisp CK just destroys all.
Puppey did this with the old lineup as well. He let the Wisp go several times. And they lost almost every time. And I feel that if they've prepared against Wisp, then they may... Oh, they picked up the Phantom Lancer.
The funny thing is that right now, okay, let's just bear this in mind. CK Wisp, like you're talking like what? Okay, let's talk about RoX.KIS style. RoX.KIS, they don't just like sit back and don't gank with the Wisp. The second Wisp hits level 6, they go.
Yeah,
that's the way they play. Right now, who can they actually kill? Can they kill the PL?
Of course.
And the mag? If they, of course, they've got to come in with Dust for one.
Yeah.
They got to spend that kind of moolah on that. Rubik, if he gets a pickup as well. Like, how much control is going to be coming off here from Na'Vi? You got the possibilities of skewers if you feel the Wisp coming in. You got the possibility of like Doppelwalk. You got the possibility of Rubik with the telekinesis and ability to steal a Chaos Bolt already up and running. Or is this just like an all-out kind of like, well, they got Wisp CK, screw it. Let's go aggressive tri-lane. We'll shut down the Wisp. We'll shut down the CK. PL can farm on the bottom lane. Let's take Rubik +2 up towards the top lane. Like a Chen or Enchantress sitting inside the jungle and stick it to the top lane. So Wisp and CK, they're never a problem.
I wouldn't be surprised if RoX.KIS actually double lanes this game. They could send a CK Wisp mid against the mag. Let's say it's a
and leave Gyro up on the top lane with a +1.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a really, really strong way of playing. Otherwise, are they going to run a... I doubt they're going to run a support Gyro, but perhaps...
Well, the possibility would be there, but most of the time when Wisp pick up, when RoX.KIS pick up CK as well as Wisp, they normally go with a Lashraka or Alina.
Yeah, they do, right?
Yeah. They're always looking for that coupling stun. They're looking to make sure that that tri-lane will always win.
It's quite interesting bans here from both teams. They banned Chen, Enchantress, and Lone Druid.
I think they're really fearing the early push. I think they're fearing a 4-1.
No, I think they feel that only these jungle heroes like Chen or Enchantress can actually win lanes that are like weaker. So they're gonna make sure there's no funky business gonna go on this game. Like they want to have clean lanes against lanes where they know they're gonna be stronger and fight them. And they banned the Lesh. Na'Vi banned the Lesh.
Yeah. It's kind of like the logical last ban, but they did ban like a whole bunch of offlane heroes.
Yeah, but Alina is still there though.
Alina's still there. Nyx is still there too.
Oh wow, yeah,
the hero that gets through the entire ban phase and the entire first pick phase. So if RoX.KIS are still looking for another supporter, they can do that. But do they also say, well, why don't we return back to the Puck, back to the Queen of Pain? Who's going up against that mag in the solo mid?
I think the Puck would be a great pickup by RoX actually. Puck is such a great hero against mag. Like honestly, I feel that Puck is just such an awesome hero. Like if you skewer the Puck, he will be able to get silence off before you get RP off.
Yeah.
So Puck is just a great hero against mag, and it's gonna give them insane team fight when you have the dream call into the call down and stuff like that. So I would like to see the Puck pick up, but at the same time, maybe they're a bit scared of becoming too fragile.
There's a really decent conversation going on right now. They don't really seem to be 100% about that one, but they go with the Nyx. They go with the Nyx. So it's still a follow-up stun.
I actually don't like this pickup.
You don't?
But I think it's going to be a mid Nyx. I don't like the tri-lane.
I'm feeling this actually aggressive tri-lane, man.
You mean they're going to do a Nyx, CK...
and Wisp down the south lane? I don't really see like RoX.KIS saying, well, let's go into the later portion of the game and like battle this Gyro versus the PL. Because that's what we could be facing. Obviously, that did happen in the tournament early on where Mouse Sports attempted it, and it really fell on its ass, like badly.
Yeah, this last pick is going to be very interesting because it's going to say a lot about the lanes. As I said, I wouldn't be extremely surprised to see a Nyx in mid and then they go aggressive with a CK Wisp Lina perhaps.
Yeah.
Even. And then they have the Gyro safe lane top.
But then again, Lina can't really like instantly kill off anybody right now. Like you got the chain stun, yes, but Jakiro, like a high strength game like support hero, Rubik, or if he gets like any kind of levels up and starts getting points up in the field,
but you don't want to go aggressive with a double melee lane, do you?
No, you don't. Well, then again, do you really count CK as a melee when he's always got like his his drift?
Yeah.
Because then it's just like, well, I've already got one stun guaranteed, and I got a second stun guaranteed, and I got a third stun guaranteed. So
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. And Navi, I mean, they're obviously gonna go for the safe lane, I think.
Well, it'll all depend on their last pickup, and RoX.KIS, they can't prepare for that. Like it could still be PL on the safe lane on the bottom, because who's he going up against? RoX.KIS going to pick it up right now, and then Navi can adapt their lanes. The upside of having the last pick.
They're still discussing.
Well, maybe they're still discussing like what you were talking about before. Like, what if we see dual lanes? Nyx Gyro top, CK Wisp mid, and we get something like a Windrunner or a Bounty Hunter right now as the last selection. Even though I know, like, I got like Windrunner is not that great anymore.
Yeah.
In the last one, her shackles are still broken in my mind.
Yeah, in my mind.
Enigma.
That wasn't what I was
Is this supposed to be a long lane? And it could be a safe lane Enigma. It could be many things. Yeah. It really could be many things. But they've basically only got two options in this one. Aggressive tri-lane or long lane Enigma.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Well,
unless they sack the bottom lane.
Yeah, that's what I was considering, actually. But you don't want to sack
You're sacking the bottom lane when you're trying to get a level 6 up on Wisp. You want to have 4 people moving in your jungle and pulling through.
But it could be, as we said before, they could sack bottom, they do CK Wisp mid, dominate then, they take rune control, and then they can push top early with Enigma, Gyro and Nyx perhaps.
This feels like the aggressive tri-lane, man.
Panda was a good pickup.
You got Funnick as the final selection. So now you've actually got like Rubik pickup to initiate, so Funnick getting close, Clap, Ice Path, Chill Breath. It's a lot of slow as well when you're going to stack these guys up. Heroes like CK and Wisp. Wisp will get away because he'll obviously have the tether. But heroes like Solo are really going to struggle with that. Dread would almost, and it is Dread, so it's Enigma. Dread normally they're off-lane player.
But Solo is the Nyx.
You know what? These teams have screwed around with this before, and they swap heroes once we get ourselves in the game. So I'm going to keep my eyes very closely. And there you go. Vanscore goes onto the Nyx, Solo goes onto the Gyro. They try and screw around with the original pickups. Both Na'Vi and RoX.KIS are so known for doing this. Now let's run through our lineups very, very quickly. So we'll go through Na'Vi to start with. So it'll be Kuro over on the Rubik. They're all heading up towards that top lane. So they'll have a great time up there when they meet RoX.KIS. Dendy's going to be on the Magnus. That's going to put Funnick onto the Brewmaster. Sitting behind them, Puppy as his Jakiro. And that leaves Havos as the man with the exceptionally large spear. Phantom Lancer will be the final one for that one. And then the lineup coming from RoX.KIS. Yol will be supporting Wisp. He'll be teaming up with Biz as the CK, Dread on the Enigma, Solo on the Gyrocopter, and that leaves Vanscore as the support Nyx. And they wait for him where they got the best vision. It's such
the
a
peel
deep
is
vision.
really pulled. He's pulled 2 items, right?
Yeah, that's a solo PL on bottom lane. They're expecting a lot of damage on him, but that actually makes it a lot better for Dread. If he actually goes down to the bottom lane.
Yeah, but are they actually gonna do Panda, Rubik, Twin aggressive? No.
Wait. Hang on, Standy gonna.
I mean, I think that could actually be a good idea.
Yeah, they are. They're gonna run aggressive lane. They're still here, but I don't think Na'Vi, I don't think Puppy as well as Kuro is gonna remain up on top lane for long.
Yeah.
They'll rotate mid. They'll rotate mid and they'll try and shut it down.
Well, actually, Dread is going down. So since they're not sacking bottom lane, that's really
Look
good.
at the Ice Path. Yol as well as Biz, but they don't care. Tether already and then a regeneration rune stolen. So nothing's lost from any team.
Now they know what's going on.
Because that Ice Path does a huge amount of damage.
Yeah, it's insane. 25.
Whatever happened to the old Ice Path? I missed
Well,
the
it was extremely strong though.
Yeah.
It was just too insane.
Well,
it's gonna be interesting to see.
It's like a fissure which like will continuously stun you no matter what happens.
Yeah. And soon we're gonna see the Tusker getting picked up.
Yeah, just when the Drow Ranger gets picked up, that's gonna happen.
Oh wow.
She's not gonna get picked. I really don't feel like getting picked, but that's another story. Biz, Warp, there's a nice path again, and with the Brewmaster clap.
They're playing really aggressive on top lane.
Yeah.
And I think they're doing the right thing here, as I said, going aggressive against this Wisp CK and just punishing them. Because, as I said, the NA support in this lane is not extremely strong. So Navi is going to be able to do just fine here.
I'm worried a little bit more about Havors though. Like, you look down the bottom lane and already 6 denies from Dread.
Yeah.
And Havors gets 1 for 1.
Yeah, and this was what I was trying to say before when the small gang or whatever broke out at the Rune. But I mean, this is actually a really good lane for Dread. And he's going to have the time of his life. And Ostis, I think he's going to have a hard time here.
Well, he's just basically going to keep popping off these lances every single time Dread pops a Clarity. It's the only thing he can do, but he's going to run out of mana just as fast as Dread will. Meanwhile, well, you said you weren't going to wait around that long, but also Solo already feels it coming.
Yeah,
the pressure goes off top lane, and instantly you're like, oh, okay,
this is such a classic move from Navi, though. They always they always smoke the mid lane. And I just think that
it becomes predictable.
I think that for RoX.KIS, they know exactly what's going on, and they know it's always going to be better to play very safe to make Navi waste that time. And
it's like Kuro's able to just babysit a DD rune for Mag. It's a nice little advantage for them. And meanwhile, on the bottom lane, this could be our first blood. Dread getting caught by that Ice Path, but of course, it's not enough damage to finish him off. It's a small opening. He's got just under 600 life points to get through, and they cannot do it between the two of them.
And he just needs 350 gold, and he's gonna have 300 gold, and he's gonna have the Soul Ring. So Dread is quite happy about this, I think. And now Navi already. Now they sent down the Twin. I mean, that's obviously the right choice. They need the PL to get a lot of farm to win this game.
Initiation goes on Kuro. 3 seconds on that stun. Funnick with the extra clap. Follow-up stun here from Vanskor, and that's gonna be first blood. Rubik goes down.
Yeah.
Funnick was trying to bring down Yol, but they're healing each other up.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I mean. Now, the top lane is. They're not going to be able to do much with 2 heroes there, and I don't see Kuroki going back to the top lane. I think now they're just going to let the Panda stand there. He has the boots, and he's just going to try to survive and get this. No, actually, he is moving top, Kuro. Oh, we'll see.
Maybe they still feel like support's going to be there, but it's like trying to push this Rubik into the old role of the Earthshaker. The baby's at the top lane.
Yeah, but this PL has 8 CS, 8-4. Enigma has 10-13. He's just being a very, very annoying guy today, the Red.
Yes, he does.
That's the Soul Ring.
Yeah, this is now a never-ending Enigma on the bottom lane. Every creep wave of Horse is going to miss out, but at the same time, Puppy's also starting on his pull. So this is going to make it a little bit more difficult for Enigma to find his farm. In fact, it looks like Dread instantly already realizes this. He's abandoning, he's going his own jungle. Or is he?
Or is he?
he was moving up.
He's just going to check the bottom moon. He's actually going to... He's going to find a regen.
Always need a Soul Ring for that one, but he's babysitting it for Solo.
Yeah.
Solo's got the bottle.
And that's gonna do a lot for the guy in mid.
I think Denny also realizes it too.
Yeah, his bottle refilling already. Yeah, he's going into the jungle now. Dread. He has his Soul Ring, so he can just go free farm there, and they feel that they control the PL enough, I guess.
At the same time, we've got to keep in mind now that the fact that the PL is, whoops, as I do that, there's a tether, and it's also going to be 1 second only on the stun, which means quick clap, not happening, the stun, or misses
it's
from
too
Vanskor.
Short. Yeah, it was too short. That 1 second stun kind of screwed them.
Cast animation time for that stun is so damn long.
For the Siki stun?
Or
do you mean the NA?
The Nyx stun.
Yeah.
The Nyx stun. It almost kind of feels as long as the Lashrak stun to a point.
It should be a bit faster, I think. It used to be faster.
Trouble in middle lane, pick up, throw down, skewer Solo, back in range for the T1 tower. He'll take 2 hits from that tower as well. Then he got a little bit more shockwaves there, and that's his death.
Yeah.
That's a huge kill as well for Denny. That's Arcanes right there.
Yeah, that's extremely important. And Kuro was actually waiting here in mid lane for so very long. He didn't do anything but wait for a situation. And
he's still got 0 for 0, not a single last hit or deny.
Yeah,
that's the epitome of a support player right there.
They really like spending a lot of time in mid.
Well, it's one of those things I kind of always knows about Navi. If they win their mid, they're really, really happy. Like, there's always like someone's going to sacrifice to make sure mid is won.
Yeah.
At all times. It used to always be Puppy. In this scenario, it's been Kuro.
Yeah, they do, and they always focus a lot of attention on the rune and the rune control, and I think it's a very smart thing to do. People is actually using the call down in mid. But at the same time, I feel it's...
Oh, Dendi. Be very careful if he wants to try and go up against a Wisp and a Gyro together. That's all 5 heroes are converging. Well, I say all 5 as he starts moving up towards the top lane. There's 4 heroes from RoX.KIS on the top lane.
I think they're going to pressure top tower soon.
Well, what's Na'Vi going to do to stop it? What's their counter push? Brewmaster with a level 2 clap?
Oh, he's only level 4.
Yep. There's no ultimate up. And if CK gets a long stun anyway, even if he does have ultimate, the option probably won't be there.
Yeah, Enigma is now moving here, and I think they're going to take this tower without any big trouble. Well, Dendi doesn't even have a TP yet.
And Solo as well. If they're committing 5 people up here, they're going tier 1 and tier 2.
Dendi just bought the TP though, but they're not going to be there in time, I think.
Yeah. They're going to let the towers go.
Yeah.
They've got to let the towers go. Enjoy the farm in the other lanes. Don't let Funnick die, even though that reality rip was attempted there by Biz.
But once again, I mean, PL is starting to farm quite well.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
It's going to be interesting to see.
Well, they are going to TP to defend this. Puppies come in.
But can they actually win this fight?
I don't know if they're going to sort of win, or if they're just going to deter RoX.KIS from keep pushing. Like, one quick Fate Bolt, if they come in close with an Ice Path, Dendi has RP, maybe they'll think about that, so Biz getting Ice Pathed up a little bit more. You saw Vanscore just starting up the attack animation of his stun, and that's enough to make him fall back. 4 heroes come up here, they fall back, but in the meantime, Havos, he doesn't have to stop his farm, and he starts building into his next item, so it's not going to be straight to Fusel, he's going Drums is next.
Yeah, and this is also the build that I usually go for on PL. I really feel that if you just get early drums, you can have some more effect in the early game, and you're actually not so easy to gang. And I think it's the right choice. He's probably gonna go for the drums and then for the diffusal pickup. I like the drums pickup more than the go for a Yasha or something like that, because you're so damn squishy and it can always.
Well, I know. I actually asked Aoi about this because Syndron asked me on the live stream, like, why do PLs go Yasha? And Aoi told me his reasoning for it. He basically says in the early stages, having extra movement speed, having that extra damage, just helps so much more if you're farming. So if you're not being attacked and you just want to control your own jungle, you go with your Yasha.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, that's what Yasha does. It helps you farm faster and you get some movement speed, so everything gets...
Biz is trying for this one, and they're trying to find him, but Kuro able to move himself back in time, and they're going to put the Spirits. He's in that corner, call down by Solo, pick up fast, and then throw back down again. Ice Path as well. That's already 1 kill on Ruby, but Ilya the big up Shockwave as well. The 2-second stun tries to help off. The Ice Path comes off cooldown in 1 second's time, and that will catch off Biz. Macropire and the Shockwave being used, but it's not enough to get the kill. He went the ultimate instead of the Ice Path hold.
But I felt that was such a dangerous move to dive a Rubik like that. And they took quite some time going there, so they should know that Dendi could easily be there with an RP, and they should just have played it a bit more safe, I guess.
Do you want to know the absolutely hilarious thing? Look over the golden experience graph. For a team which is 1 tower ahead now, they're 750 gold in front. That's RoX.KIS, but the experience is almost 2k going the way of Na'Vi.
That's actually a bit surprising.
It's because it's got to be because the 5-man on the top lane.
Yeah, they just wasted too much time, and this Gyro is having a very hard time in mid, and I would like to see them switch around a bit. This Gyro can't really stay against a mag anymore. This wave, shockwave.
It's your switch, bottom lane, dust pop off, they're ganking up a Voss. He's double walked up, now he's on the run. Brewmaster gonna go straight in for the split. Who's he gonna go on? Look for the stun, Dread. He's got enough mana for Black Hole. In fact, now he's gonna get stunned up. They're gonna bring down Dread on the side. There's a lot of experience. The tether, get him away. No, the Earth, the Fire Broodling able to bring him down. And maybe going to Yol. The Earth Panda is gonna come back and look for the clap. Funny's gonna go in this solo right now, bringing down Yol. Successful at doing so. Well, Biz is on the run back out. They take 2 for 1. Sure, they killed off the PL, but that's a Brewmaster who gets a double.
Yeah.
And how far away is he from his blinkers? I know Denny's getting close. He doesn't even have Arcane Brew, so I take that back.
Well, he's quite far. Let's see, the NA is staying top, and he has his level 6
this is
now.
going to be real troublesome in middle lane. Biz is dead. Skura up, RP's up in 2 seconds time, and Kuro pick up, throw down, no fate bolt. There's your RP, get back over here, and Biz, quick shockwave.
Yeah, and then he's just having a great game here. He's playing so very well with the mag, and he's starting to.
It was that rune. You were saying Na'Vi loved that rune control, man. Puppy, he was attempting that with the ice path, but he had the invis rune.
Yeah.
It was that rune control all over again. CK felt so confident there, and more importantly than that, Denny knew he was alone. That observer ward on the high ground, he knew that no one else was going to back him up then. So he brought in Kuro, easy kill.
Yeah, and Navi's doing a great job of like splitting the RoX.KIS team apart, picking them off one by one, and I think they're playing really well. Navi's doing the right thing, and the Peel, I mean, he has 62 CS, so he's quite happy, and I think maybe the Enigma should have stayed bottom, to be honest.
Instead of like that rotation top to push.
Yeah, I think he should just have invested that time in just ruining PL's levels and CS.
Because PL's feeling very good about himself right now. And Dendi also, Blink Dagger is now up and available. This is a really dangerous time. The Dire are trying to keep an eye out for it. If you check out their vision area, it's actually very deep in there. They would have got a very quick glimpse there of Dendi. Because they got this observer ward as well.
Yeah.
As we hit the daytimes, the vision gets extended again. But how's Wisp looking?
5 heroes in mid from Navi. I wonder if they're gonna.
We kind of actually could, like, we haven't even talked about even the effective Wisp. Like, what has even been the effective Wisp? First game he gets in the tournament, he's now level 6. So they got the option, the global gank, and I've got a funny feeling that's the reason why there's 2 heroes down here on the bottom lane. They're trying to force it out, while Navi's like, well, you want to do that? We've got 5 heroes here in the mid lane, and that's exactly what you're talking about. RoX.KIS, they want to go ganking elsewhere, and Navi's like, well, we just group up as 5.
And Navi's playing, yeah, they know that as long as you play as 5, you're not going to be able to get ganked by that.
They're losing out there, like they're losing the tier 1 tower and they're taking a lot of damage on the tier 2 tower on the top lane. And they get a tier 1 tower in the mid lane as like rebuttal. And double TPs up to the top lane. Well, look for that ice path. Did he got Blink though, remember? And RP, and he does it on Yol. Tether stun almost instantly, looking for a skewer for 4 seconds on the stun. Then the ice path that holds Yol there, and he's going to ulti out. This means he has to come back. There is no support here. It's death of Wisp.
Yeah, it is. If he's not going to be able to tether the gyro.
Oh yeah, look at him coming in.
Oh,
look at him coming in. Gyro's coming in, but then the ice path, actually they both came back in again. The call down is there. Biz, he goes for one last round. He actually gets a kill out there on the Jakiro. So Puppy goes down. Solo with very high movement speed with his haste rune. They're going to bring down Kuro. The Brewmaster with the extra stun. In comes it from the side, and then Havas support has arrived in. Solo Dread, look for that black hole, and there it goes. He picked up Funnick. Havas, he wants to kill off Dread. One quick lance, he got some time. One charges for Funnick, bring his life back up again. Extra stun from Vanscore. There it flies out. Funnick still not dead. Denny with a shot brings him down. Dread, he gets a little bit of support coming in from Yol. And the retreat will go out. It did really feel like the Na'Vi were about to get completely wiped just then.
Yeah, I thought so as well, but then the PL came into the fight and he was able to turn it around, I think. But I think that was such a risky thing to do. I mean, they knew that the Mag had wasted RP, so perhaps that's why they wanted to fight. Oh, let's see here. Are they going to pick up?
Yeah, they've got him. Yeah. The dust is already gone. There's no one else to support him. 2 seconds on the stun only, however, for Avos. But then Malefus also good. He wants a lance to kill up. He hasn't managed to do so. One fake can chase down Dread.
Yeah. But as I said, once again, I think that CK should just have TP top, and then they should have tried to save the Wisp by tethering to someone.
But with that haste rune, the Gyro was coming in time.
Yeah.
He was going to be there. Would have been a quick tether away. But the Ice Path also locked both the heroes when they came back.
Yeah.
So Wisp would never have been able to like tether out that way.
Yeah. That's true.
But then again, there's also the whole thing of like sacrifice the Wisp. He's safe to CK.
Yeah. But I mean, just sacrifice him. I mean, Navi would waste a lot of time. They were still wasting time with like 4 heroes staying there. And but at the same time, if they would have caught the PL in Enigma ult and he wouldn't have killed off the Gyro, then the fight would have been completely different. So
Ulti time, Wisp is on the move, heading down bottom lane. There's going to be Funnick to go down. He doesn't have ultimate. He's got some space though. The bolt, it hits Dandy! It hits Dandy! There's one last clap here, which means there's a pickup as well. The RP, it's trying to pop off, not going to happen. 3 seconds time, and the Wisp Boldy pulls the CK out. There's your RP, it goes on Vanscore. And that is going to be his death, but man, that
I
CK
didn't
should be
even
counting
see
his
it.
lucky stars from that.
Where did that NA come from? I don't even know what
I can
he
tell
was
you
doing
where he
there.
went,
Yeah.
to the graveyard, man.
Yeah, I wonder if that was probably not a misclick, I guess. He won.
The stun, he actually wanted to stun. Well, I suppose there would have been an RP which would have stopped him from finishing off the job.
So
Stun up Dendi, kill off the Brewmaster.
yeah, and then just try to get out, and they did. So that was really, if it was meant, if he wanted to stun the mag, it was a really nice move. If he wanted to stun the panda,
It's one of those moments like, oh, did I just hex a creep?
Yeah.
I think that just happened, man. I think that just happened.
We're gonna see the twin going from mech, I guess. Enigma already has his mech up, and
This is a decent time
the
for a
gold score
diffuser
is
blade.
quite even. It's just the XP score that's still in Navi's favor.
Remember, the gold is even. Like it's 700 going the way of Na'Vi, but RoX.KIS are a tower up,
Yeah, I know.
and then
So-
like
so-
4K worth of experience too.
And the PL is gonna have his diffusal very, very soon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna be so annoying for RoX.KIS to deal with. But I mean, at the same time, they do have the Gyro, who's gonna be able to clear the illusions for quite some time. But
It's just gonna be like heroes like Dread, you have to like rely on Soul Ring to get enough mana for a black hole.
yeah,
It's gonna be more frustrating for them. Like there's no quick arcane boost to like bring all their mana back up again.
I wonder if he's gonna go for the BKB now rather than go for a blink on Enigma.
Like,
Because there's so much things that can.
Yeah, considering like the Brewmaster who could like there's two different Sables.
Yeah. Or are they gonna kill this crew?
The ping's coming out from the bottom
But
lane.
Navi is very ready for this. Hope RoX.KIS is not going.
It's like they're using the conversions as bait.
Radiant's
Her
middle
horse just
tower
wants to
is
farm
under
them up.
attack.
And he's gonna have his
Radiant structures are
diffusal in
fortified.
just about 100 gold.
You
And
got-
Funnick is very close to his dagger's wall. But at the same time, RoX.KIS is pushing mid.
Yep. You saw Vanscore just checking out the little camps on the side. They were looking for Na'Vi. That's what Wisp and CK were looking for. They're trying to use this
Radiant's
Nyx
middle tower
to set up
has
for the
fallen.
ultimate gank,
Yeah.
which isn't really working because like Na'Vi walking well, it was in a pair as well as in a trio.
Navi is spending a lot of time hugging each other. And
But they're not losing the experience
yeah,
though. It's
and-
flatlining a little bit.
And this is what I mean. That I feel that RoX.KIS didn't really have to play as aggressive as they did. They can use the Wisp
Dire's
as a
top tower is under
way of
attack.
making Navi waste time sticking together.
But then it wouldn't be RoX.KIS' style if they did that.
Yeah, I know.
It's not their way. It's not their way. It's like trying to play someone else's
See,
style.
this is like IG. Navi is playing like IG. 5-man Dota. And they're just happy helping this PL farm up. And he has his diffusal up and
So it's that 19-minute diffuser blade. And also, by the way, look at bottom lane. Funnick with one last hit down here, and he'll have his Blink Dagger,
yeah.
which he now has. So 2150 Blink Dagger for the Brewmaster, and also Blink Dagger for the Mag, who's also on his way to a BKB. Then he's only a recipe away now.
I just don't know how they're gonna win the team fight, RoX.KIS. They're gonna...
It's funny you say that when you got like an Enigma as well as a Gyro.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they don't have bad team fight, but I'm just scared for them and for some reason because of the Panda, because of the Mag, and if they're not able to shut down Navi quite quickly in the fight, it's gonna be very scary fighting those PL illusions and a Panda like just controlling the fight.
Also, just to take it to the next level, what happens like when we hit like 40 minutes in? Because it's not like right now, I'm not seeing much DPS. I'm looking at Biz, who's only getting closer and closer to finishing up his armlet. But Solo, he's walking around with the Wraithband drums and treads. He's got 2k gold on him, but I'm not seeing a huge amount of damage coming off from him. Not at the rate that a Vorce is going to be farming up and be ready to fight this one off.
Yeah, I have this bad feeling, and I know how annoying it is for RoX.KIS in this game when you play against this PL and you kind of feel that you're just fighting the clock, you know?
Yeah.
And that makes you take stupid fights, make stupid gangs, take risks that you generally shouldn't and wouldn't make, but just because you're playing against this PL, you're getting frustrated, and that affects the way you're playing.
You got your answer as far as Enigma. He went straight Blink Dagger. So that's up and running for him. It does really feel like they just want to go.
Yeah.
Group up as 5, take a team fight, and just go from there.
And Navi does not have the mech yet, actually.
Well, Puppy's headdress through, there's no buckler.
Yeah, so he's very far from that. So the Enigma is quite ahead there. So I'm gonna look. They're probably gonna wait for the armlet, which is flying out now. So CK has his armlet ready. So this CK is quite strong. Vance.
Where did Puppy's money go? Because he actually got 2 kills. Over the course of this match, he's managed to find 2 kills.
Wards.
Yeah, must have all just been awards. Kuro, he spent
Life of a support.
Kuro spent his 1k. Actually, he's almost got Blink Dagger. That's where your extra money's coming.
Yeah.
So
Puppy's playing the...
So screw mech, we go initiation.
Yeah. Oh.
This is going to be Biz making his move down.
Yeah, they know something is going on. Oh, I love this. That they see the twin and they could pretty much just jump on him. And they were like, no. This is too good to be true. Like, why is Puppy here? Something is wrong. Get out. But they still stick around. They're scaring it a bit. But I feel like they are doing it quite well at the same time. I mean, Navi is wasting time.
Yeah.
They are wasting quite some time. And
it kind of feels like the shoe's on the other foot now. Like what RoX.KIS was doing when they moved towards the top lane. Now Navi can't do it themselves. They're focusing on the mid as well as the top.
look at this bottom lane.
Soul
is just...
He's got 3k gold as well, man.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for something extremely manly. You know? Like they're just gonna take Roche, she's gonna go Divine, and then they're gonna end the game at 30 minutes instead. But I don't think it's gonna happen, sadly. I probably wouldn't have made that.
They can go Roshan, there's no reason why they can't.
Yeah.
Like, what's Navi gonna do? Blink in there, throw an RP off, throw a Brewmaster Ultimate off, have PLs like choke up the front? For me, it would feel like a massive danger zone.
But he's...
I need a sarcasm
look at this
sign
guy.
for that.
But look at this guy, Solo. He's in the base.
In the base, sitting with 3,800 gold, and he's...
And did you just see that the CK Wisp TP'd here to stop the wave?
It looks like it.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Oh, I actually finally remember what Puppy told me about with the Wisp. We'll go to it in a moment. We'll go over it in a moment.
Okay.
Just to get your thoughts on the whole thing as well. But okay, so they're all falling back. But he said the only legitimate pair to have with a Wisp is Wisp and Tiny. Tiny with an Aghanim Scepter, and all you use it for is bringing down towers. You ulti in, you take out either like creep waves or you take out towers straight away.
Yeah,
so
but I really don't agree that Wisp Tiny is the only...
That was the... Well, hey, we don't always have to agree with everybody.
You know, we've been playing a lot of games lately, the last few months, and if you have CK, Wisp, and Mag, you do not lose that game. I'm 100% sure you don't lose that game, because the CK, he's not only gonna be a ganger, like quite strong late game, but he's gonna get out-carried by some, because when he has that Empower and you have the team fight, he can clear those Ancients and he gets like 1.1k crits off with only Armlet and Heart. And I think that CK Wisp is still one of the strongest. Tiny Wisp is of course very, very effective, and yeah, I don't know. But I mean, at the same time, I love to play heroes like Ricky Maro together with Wisp.
Yeah.
I feel that there's a lot of heroes that can be picked just because you get the Wisp pickup.
Dire's bottom tower.
Seeing a little bit of smoke happening right now.
Top tower
and Dendi, he's going to give this a shot. Also got to bear in mind that we're seeing 3 Blink Daggers up for Na'Vi right now. So they got a long jump in initiation. There's the blinking by Kuro. He actually picked up Yol. Big play by Kuro, and Dendi just goes through the remainder of it. His blink's off cooldown. He'll go up. There's your RP. Hold him there, and Tether was stolen by Kuro. He's actually using the Tether to keep his there. 2 seconds on the sun doesn't matter. Dual breath, blinking by Funnick, and now Riara pulls in Kuro, but Dendi with a double kill from that. This is the reason why Kuro gets respect as a Rubik player.
Yeah, he is an extremely good Rubik. One of the best for sure. But the CK just should have ran, and he wanted to save his friend and hope for a TP out or something, but he should just have gone the hell out of there, because he should know that Na'Vi is pretty much running around as 4 all the time, and then the PL is just farming. And you can see here, PL he has been farming. He now has the Yasha, he has the Diffusal, and he has
Dire's top tower is under
3.4k gold.
attack.
So this is gonna be a very difficult game for RoX.KIS, I think.
I'm really
And
not
Solo
quite
went-
sure about what Kuro just did there. He's got an empty slot right now in his inventory because he left a salve just sitting behind.
Yeah, you mean the one lying there?
Yeah, it's just sitting over there on the sidelines. I think it was peeing it to say Brewmaster pick it up.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Food for
Maybe he
thought.
wanted to give you the puppy or something. I don't even know.
We'll put it on that list of things to ask after the game. Like,
What did you think about when you left the healing pot?
Hey, it happens sometimes. Blink, Skewer, picks it up, and the tether is double tethered sideways. And then the Ice Barn, Dual Breath as well. A lot of damage coming up from this one on both Yol as well as Biss. 4 seconds on that stun on Dendy, and in comes Vangscore. He's going to look for a triple stun, but he can't do it. Brewmaster got the split. Yol is going to tether back in again to try and kill off Kuro, but Dendy with a BKB. He's looking over towards Stress like, Treble, I got a big black hole. I want to use it right now, but maybe not this time. Definitely the best time. Losing too many heroes. 2 on the sidelines. Spike Harris makes it a little bit more difficult. Solo with a fly cannon, trying to get rid of these funny rulings. Not gonna happen. There's your RP finally going off, and Denny low on life. Dread, Malva stun. There goes the mag. Solo stays alive through this one, ending the wicked kill. That's 600 gold almost. Coming to that gyrocopter.
Yeah.
What did he pick up apart? Okay, he picked up a full BKB.
Yeah. I was about to say that before the fight broke out. But now I feel that he really should. They need to do something about this. I wonder either he's gonna go for the MKB to be able to deal with this PL, who's probably gonna go Butterfly later. But at the same time,
he's going. Like, check out his time. He's got a Reaver plus a Yasha.
Yeah.
It's like Heart, Manta, and then probably the Butterfly later.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
This Cancer Lancer is gonna be quite annoying, I feel. But I just feel that...
He's not full Cancer, man. He's not full Cancer Lancer.
Yeah, there is no call. There's no keeper there. But he will always be Cancer Lancer in my heart. When I play him as well.
What a new way to make sure the puppy gets all of his mana back again. Just go with a Tether and Arcane Boost from a Rubik.
Yeah, that's actually quite nice.
Oh man. Oh, did they really just jump in there with the ultimate? The Macropyre is right on Biss, and then he gets Chaos bolted. The Rubik stole it. Havor's long way out. There's your black hole and the stun. Havor's got a lot of life because of this Reaver. He's going to walk himself away from this one. And look at Dandy. He goes in and he picks up 3 on the Skewer. Follow up with the Ice Path. Dripping dual breath up. And maybe there's going to be a return. In fact, it is. Solo just pops the BKB.
Wow,
having that Demon Edge forcing us on a finish. Yeah, they are. They just take it. Dread is away on 44 HP. And they're going to chase it down further. 1 PL to say hello. But the other 2 go out. They just completely turn that around.
They just won that fight. I was about to say, okay, this is GG.
And not only that, man. Now Roshan.
Yeah.
Like to boot, you take the fight, but then you go straight in for Roshan. We were talking about when they could go for it. Now seems like a good time.
And he bought the Demon Edge. Is it gonna be...
This is actually going to be a little bit, maybe not the best timing. Because you've got Dendy as well as a Vorse and they're not going to go for it though.
They're not going to contest it, it seems.
They know what's going on though. They definitely know what's going on.
Yeah.
They've got a ward there, but they're not going near it.
They don't know how low they are, I guess.
But if you go in and you blink RP, throw in a couple of Lancers and have diffuser blade charges, you could really contest that.
Yeah, they could.
But a Vorse says no, he gets him powered up and then takes a triple ancient stack.
Yeah.
Has he actually managed to purchase up something now? He's bought the heart recipe.
Oh, he did?
And he's got just under the gold for it. He needs another 1,200 or so.
Yeah, this PL. PL. I hate this hero. I hate picking it and I hate
even
playing
though you play it?
Yeah, I do. Well, I get some kind of hate-love kind of relationship, you know. I still get a smile on my face when I play it, but it is quite a sad hero. But and he actually has the BKB now. That's really good for Enigma. Now he's going to be able to get those black holes off that he hasn't been able.
Will he? Will he really?
Well, nowadays...
Like in that last fight, he was walking around trying to find something. Even with the Blink Dagger, he couldn't find a spot. It kind of feels like what was happening with Mouseballs when they tried to get their RPs off. It just never happened because Na'Vi just split into 5 different parts. And leave one person on the front line to
still,
tank it.
Since the change that you can black hole the Panda illusions.
Actually, can you get them all? I think like
I think so.
Doesn't the Storm Bruling actually not going to? The Earth Bruling is affected. I know that. And I think the Fire Panda, well, Bruling as well.
I haven't played it in too long to actually be 100% sure, but I think all of them are affected. Actually, I think so.
Okay.
Dire's
I remember hearing something like it may not have happened. Wow, Bang score, no, Wisp, Oldie TPing in, but the sentry ward's here. They got perfect vision, Bang, it's path. Dendy comes in, RP as well, catching the two. Oldie wears off in 6 seconds time. Biz, however, will not survive that long. Yol defusal blade, but 1 second time. He's out there, sent him up and towards the air, but he still gets out.
Dire's bottom tower.
Why did they do this?
You mean, why did RoX.KIS try and force on Havors when there was like 4 heroes sitting behind him?
Because this is what Navi has been
Why
doing.
why do you force stack?
Yeah, true. Nah, but Navi has been like playing so very safe all this game, and Host hasn't been solo pushing so far by himself. But they just wanted to get something out of this. I mean, if the Enigma would have been there, it would actually have been a great fight for them, because if he would have been there, BKB, blink in, he would have gotten pretty much 5 people in that ult, and he could have turned that, but Enigma was just, he wasn't close enough, and that's why I feel it was a bit...
It was a half-hearted gank.
Yeah, exactly, and if he was just there, they could actually have won that fight, and that would have done a lot for this game. He finished MKB on Gyro, he's not gonna go for the Divine just yet.
Go with the safety first.
Yeah. But the MKB it's an extremely good item on a Gyro, and it's a safe choice, because either way, even if the Phantom Lancer goes for Butterfly, as I said, he's not going to be a huge problem.
The problem's going to be when that refresher orb is finally finished on Dendy, which is like a recipe away.
Yeah, Dendy's having a very good game.
What's he sitting on 5 CS? It's 154 CS for him. PL's at 287.
Let's see here at the net worth.
And he just keeps pushing out the top lane. Sol's going to be very cautious up here. he will die to fake PLs.
Oh, this is a very poor NA this game, to be honest. He has a net worth of 2k gold at 32 minutes, 2.3k.
He's feeling good, man. He's feeling good. Actually, he's got 043. The Enigma as well, like 014. And then the Wisp 158. It's not just the fact they're not finding the farm, it's the fact they keep on dying as well.
Yeah.
At least Wisp managed to afford up a Ghost Scepter. That's one upside for him. But then defusal.
I think Solo is playing very well though. Ever since he died a lot in mid, or well, a lot, but he died. He has been playing very safe, and he's been split pushing, and he's been giving RoX.KIS a lot of space, just because he has been pushing the lanes and making Navi respond to that. But I don't know, they don't feel. They feel a bit off this game compared to the earlier stage. Their ganks just got shut down.
Yep.
And when you rely on the ganks with Wisp CK, if it doesn't work out, you're gonna have a hard time.
You know what you were talking about before? You want a puppy to build? It only just finished.
The mech?
33 mech. At the same time though, Brewmaster has picked up a Vladimir's.
Yeah.
So now we're going to stack that with everything else the PL is doing.
Yeah, and I think Navi is looking quite good.
It's gonna be difficult to stop him. Even Havors, like, he's got 3,600 gold right now. He can buy up his full mana style. He's already got the 2nd level of Diffusal Blade up. And they're looking to push the bottom lane.
Yeah. And they actually... The problem is that the CK is only level 14 at 34 minutes, and usually you see a CK with at least level 16.
Well, normally you see a successful CK Wisp multi gank.
Yeah, but
and there's been like what? I think one of those in the entire game.
And I think that
I mean, successful one. There's been more.
But I guess Puppy is just, you know, they know how to play against Wisp now, and they probably screamed against it a lot. And as you mentioned before, I know that Puppy is, especially when it comes to scrims, he likes leaving that Wisp to be able to try to play against that, and they're doing it just very well. And they remind me a lot about IG now, the playstyle they're having this game. They're just playing safe, not trying to make too many mistakes, and then just making sure the PL can farm.
That's kind of what you got to do too. You're in a grand final and you're 1 game behind. But talking the fact that RoX.KIS can basically do whatever they want to, because they've got that 1 extra game. So if it pays off, it pays off. If it doesn't, then it doesn't.
Yeah.
But Na'Vi go with the safe kind of thing. Like PL, he's always a safe kind of pickup. Because no matter what happens, if you're able to find even basic farm up on him, you got a chance to just pull this game through split push.
Yeah.
Like Havors just finished up his mana style, and he also just sent like 4 of himself up to the top lane. which means now there'll be like 10 of himself in a couple of moments.
Let's
and
see here what's happening.
Yeah, trouble on bottom lane. Sutton's already used his RP. Puppey jumped in and Dread, whoops, Windows, and now maybe with a shockwave, is going to pick off Puppey, moving over to Koro, and then Koro, he saw Black Hole. Can he get it off? Yes, he can, but now he's got stunned up instantly, however. There's still Denny fighting in this one, and in comes Solo through the rear. The cooldown's already done, but Horse with a double kill. He'll move over to Solo, Diffuser Blade, pops the BKB. Dread's going to get slowed down. He's already TPing out. Is there a stun? There's a pickup, and there's going to be a death of Dread. Moving over to Solo. There's already a triple kill for Horse. The fake PL's got the other one, and Solo getting blocked in the corner. There's an ultra kill for Horse.
And they are pretty much going to be able to... How is the bad? Okay, nobody has buyback. This is a set of racks.
Should be.
Yeah, this is a set of racks going down.
Dire's middle tower is under
And
attack.
Na'Vi looking very, very strong right now.
They have also already taken out that creep wave. Is he finding the backdoor regen? Of course he is. Doesn't really care about it. Wisp also in the neighborhood, and his fake PLs are looking for Yol.
Yeah.
He just settles himself down. But the tower's already gone. Rags to follow. Maybe not. Fortification comes off. Vanscore throws the stun. Actually slows down the Horse a little bit and takes away his mana. But there's still one PL that's just attacking on Yol. Now 2 PLs. Now 1 PL attacking on Yol. Yeah. And Biz, he'll force him back.
I still feel that it was the NA pickup that kind of didn't work out so well for them. I mean, what has NA been doing this game? I mean, if you've been watching him in the fights, he's not able to get that much damage out, and he dies extremely fast. And
But that wasn't his purpose, though. His purpose was meant to be that scout initiator that is set up perfectly for CK Wisp.
Yeah, but when you already have CK Wisp, you know that the opponents are going to play a bit more safe, and there's going to be sentries around, and they're still going to like stick together. So the Nyx is... He can so easily just get killed or picked off when they try to do this. And then what I mean is, like, I feel that they kind of went all in on Gang. And I mean, that's their style, so it's not very surprising. But at the same time, if it would have been an SD, they would have had an easier time right now versus the PL, and they would be able to fight a bit.
Yeah, because they could push themselves back out.
Yeah.
And they may have had like an easier time getting kills if you go Disruption, Catcher, and then just follow up with that. They would actually have a chance of killing up the real PL if they were able to get that Catcher on him.
Yes.
But right now he's sitting in almost 6,000 gold. That'd be almost full Butterfly. If he does it with the Monkey King bar, though.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like you just don't want to go Butterfly?
Nah, I really don't, actually, because Butterfly is just too good for the illusions in itself. There's just so much damage it gives you, and the supports are still gonna have such a hard time dealing with those illusions. I mean, once the Butterfly is up, the Gyro has to be like pretty much on every lane to be able to anti-push these.
Couple of heroes push bottom lane. That's a big pickup. Drag him back out. Solo has no buyback. Solo has no buyback right now. This will be tier 3 tower mid and bottom racks. At the same time though, Biz as well as Wisp, they're attempting to take the top racks. They may as well just leave PL behind you, because either double raxing or single raxing, what's more important to Na'Vi right now? Do they want to hold it, or do they just say screw it?
I don't think they're very scared of CK Wisp getting the set of racks by themselves right now, and CK hasn't even popped the illusions Phantasm yet, so Na'Vi is going to get double racks here.
And even Fortification. There's the first TP back, and it's from Brewmaster. CK wants to fight this one, and then instant split from Funnick. He'll go one up in the air, and then he's actually ganking up. He's ganking up Wisp. Goes for the stun, and then goes back to CK. Make up your mind, Funnick. Tether on through.
He did that really well, because he just cancelled.
Oh, RP. Dread, the BKB is up. He can't get the black hole off just yet. Skewer's up. Maybe he can now. It's going to be pointless. There's no one else to follow this one up. PL's behind him, and that's GG well played.
GG well played.
We're going to a third.
Yeah, what can you say?
So after game number 1, which was like, I don't want to say game of throws, but game of stacks. And then we go on to game number 2, which was like the only time we've seen Wisp get through the pool. Only time we've seen Wisp get through the pool. And it felt like RoX.KIS were basically baited around the map. But can you also say, like, RoX.KIS, they lost their focus? They lost their focus with that push on the top lane as one of the things, and then the gank on the bottom lane.
I think that they just got baited to, as I said before, like that they gang too much with the Wisp.
Yeah.
And sure, that sounds a bit weird. Oh, gang too much with the Wisp? What's he exists to gang. But what I meant was, it's often better just to play it safe. You get some levels, and if everyone is missing, you know they're going to be playing this stick together. And yeah, they just got baited. And when you fail these early ganks, your game just gets tougher and tougher and tougher. And from there on, they were playing an uphill game.
Yeah. Well, uphill games hard against PL, of course. Let's jump over to both Zoe as well as Puri and Flax to see how they were going during that game. Yes. Welcome back, everybody, here to what will be game number 3 of the grand final of the RaidCall EMS 1 Spring Final, live from Poland. I would pronounce where we are, but really I cannot do so correctly. So I'm here, as always, over all the matches from the entire event today, as well as yesterday. And I get to be joined by Loda for the final.
And I'm very happy to be here. I'm hoping for an insanely even
that'll be
base race, throne race game now. Possibly a couple of divines, but we're gonna have to see.
You want to have something different as opposed to, we won all our lanes and then we're gonna win, and we have a PL, and for some reason we stacked 4 times. Yeah.
I don't want to see that PL. I don't think anyone wants to see that PL in the deciding game.
He gets banned in the early stages, man, so often.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, the biggest thing I'm worried about right now is the guy who's currently on the camera. The fact that Alex Zero Gravity is currently on a computer. It's very, very concerning. Kuro's computer's been the one that's been breaking the entire time, and Alex is always the man who's on it and breaking it. Yeah, you know it, Alex. Alex, you know it. He's not listening.
No, he's not listening. But he's actually a great guy. I would like to have a guy like Alex as my manager or something like that.
You're not happy? You're not happy with Alliance?
No, of course, but we don't have a... We don't have that kind of, since we just kind of got it official and everything, we don't have a guy who's like traveling with us and takes care of everything. I mean, we have a manager and he takes care of like pretty much everything, so we don't have to think about anything when we go here. But it's so nice to have one extra person with you that can always...
Like what Paisy has always done for Mouse Sports.
Yeah, exactly. That will, every time you run into some issues and whatever, you have someone who can just take care of that, so you can put all your focus on the game.
Like an airline decides to just like strike for a couple of days and cancel like 5,000 flights or something like that.
Yeah, but actually our very nice manager has already fixed it for us. So
for people who didn't know, actually, what was the airline again?
Lufthansa.
Lufthansa. Yeah, they actually half of the team's flights just got cancelled due to a strike.
Yeah,
so
I heard something like...
They're all worked out today.
Yeah, maybe there would be 20 flights or something instead of 1,600 tomorrow. So
yeah, shout out to Air Berlin, which is what I'm going back on.
Shout out to Lufthansa for having a strike. Didn't they know that we're going to be stuck here?
Exactly.
There's a Dota 2 tournament going on. Like
the world's meant to revolve around Dota 2.
Yeah.
That's meant to be.
You can't just strike.
Look, looks like both the teams are actually ready to go here for game number 3. So let's say without any further ado, let's jump ourselves into the game, as of course we do have to find our European server as always, which takes a little bit of time. But game number 3 right now, man. Game number 3, Vlad is actually in front of me for some reason while we're starting the game.
Staring at us.
But Vlad always looks angry.
What? Yeah.
The only request of the Russian commentator is a divine rapier.
Yeah.
Or divine rapier. If we want to do it right.
Rapier.
Yeah, get me a gem.
They really have a charming way of saying things. I don't know why but I really love it. It's like they say, like, there's some weird words, like they say bankomat for like ATM, and they say ananas, and I love Russian. Or rather, I love Russian English. I love the accent.
It's cool. I remember I described Vlad's accent as a bottle of basically like soda. It just keeps popping all the time with everything he says. It's always very entertaining. All right, it's game time, man. It's game time now. And would you believe, RoX.KIS, they ban out Wisp. It didn't work for them in the last game. And Na'Vi, well, they probably would have taken it anyway. And Na'Vi actually started with the same ban that Biz did in the first game. Bans out the Darkseer, and maybe that was meant to be a bit of a bait.
That was the second game, wasn't it?
Yeah, sorry, second game. That's the
Yeah,
first
because
game?
the first game they picked up the RoX.KIS picked up the Dark Zero.
Yeah, they had Dread on Dark Seer. Sorry, I meant second game. It's been a long weekend.
Yeah, I understand. It's gonna be. I wonder what he's gonna ban now with this first pick. They're gonna be.
Well,
they're probably gonna be aiming for the mag first pick again, I guess.
He's gonna take mag. The problem is if Bat Rider slips through as well, and that's gonna be the toss up right now. So either he bans out the Nyx, and then they say, okay, well.
Is he gonna ban the Nikes maybe?
Yeah. Oh, you mean the Nyx or the Nyx?
Life Stealer.
Life Stealer? The Nyx.
Oh wow, that's so annoying. Nakes and Nyx. That's actually a funny thing. During our final game against Mouse.
Were you like, let's pick Nyx, and then just Nyx is like, oh.
It was actually a bit like that. But S4 wanted to pick the Nyx either way, so it wasn't a communication problem. But me and me and EGM were sitting like, yeah, let's pick Cuddle Nyx. And S4 is, yeah, that's a great pickup. Let's pick Cuddle Nyx. And then he picks Nyx, and we're like,
hang on.
This is like the 100th time this happens. Like we always sit on Skype and say the wrong Nyx. So I guess I have to stay.
Maybe that's the reason. Life Stealer is such a horrible name.
It's so long as well. It's like Life Stealer is.
It's a shame. Like it's like people who say like it's not Magnus. It's why are you banning it himself?
Nah, he's gonna try to get that Bat first pick, I guess, or maybe he wants.
But Biz won't give it to him. Biz will not give it. There's no way he'll get Coddle as first pickup as the collateral, not collateral, as like the only thing that's gonna slip through.
Maybe they're gonna first pick a Scylla Bear and not pull the wave. I mean, not stack the wave 5 times.
I take nothing for granted on that one.
But they haven't played Shen yet. Perhaps
There's
we're
the
gonna
Bat
see
Keeper of the Light.
Oh wow!
It's just time after time after time that the Keeper of the Light is able to do so much more. This guy makes combos in aggressive tri lanes that normally wouldn't work. You have all this high chakra and you're just good to go for everything. But of course, it does now mean that RoX.KIS also have to face the possibility.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know that was your groan.
That's why. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, what is this?
And that's possibly a PL. And if we get PL on this field, as well as picking up the Lone Druid right now, which I'm kind of feeling because both Nyx as well as Life Stealer, Nyx and Nyx, both picked up by RoX.KIS. Like they've got good invis initiation. They've got the jump around, and Nyx isn't just this walking ward kind of thing. And there
it was. There it is. But that was so obvious. I would have rather seen a hero like, I don't know, perhaps Gyro.
You might still see him, man.
Fight. Yeah, we might still see him. But I mean,
if PL's going to go on that safe lane again, and then you run Rubik, Keeper of the Light on the aggressive,
yeah,
it's
but
probably not going to happen.
I don't want to. People think that you should always aggressive lane against Cuddle. Against PL. But Cuddle PL is extremely annoying to deal with because you can just because you don't really have to care about the CS in the beginning. You can just go for getting the EXP lead. So the first thing you're gonna do is you eliminate the wave, and so it pushes out, and then you go remove the opponent's sentries, because then they're either gonna lose EXP and gold, and then you just start pulling and you just keep playing safe. You just keep pushing out, so the opponents actually cannot initiate on you and get that situation. So I would be very happy if I was Navi playing the grand final and I had Cuddle PL.
Not to mention also Koro's Rubik.
Yeah.
Another fun style hero.
Indeed, indeed. And
which means we kind of open up the questions though, like what is Funix hero and what is Dendy's hero? They're going to be the last ones to be banned out here by RoX.KIS. Like right now, they're probably feeling pretty confident with their selections. Like we've got the Nyx, got the Nyx. They're pretty open for what they want to do. And obviously Nyx has long lanes. You see Nyx go jungle. Nyx has mid solos. If they feel like they're up against another melee hero. Nyx on the solo lane. Or the safe lane.
Yeah. They're talking a lot on RoX.KIS right now, and
it's a hard decision, man.
Yeah.
20 seconds to go, and they need an extra.
And it's an extremely hard decision.
It's like
I guess it's gonna be Gyro.
You think Gyro? I'm thinking Leshrac.
I'm thinking
Leshrac and Lina.
No. They should probably go for the Lone Druid right now, in my opinion. They should just push this instead.
They go SD. You were talking about SD in the last game.
Yeah, that's a understandable pickup, I guess. But I would still I like to push against PL.
Well, there goes your gyro. What else is going to shut down PL? Is this just what we throw everything into? Does this become a protective horse on top lane game? Let Keeper of the Light stack and farm. Let Rubik be that filter again, like Kuro was before. And then get the long lane heroes. So that's why like Clockwork Goblin gets banned out, the controller over the Nakes. It almost feels like Biz should still be banning out Funix Lone Druid. Warlock also taken out.
Yeah, I know. And what about...
So that means Queen of Pain for the middle lane almost. You could feel it for Dendi. If he takes out Silencer as the last
but they just can't like. The only thing Navi don't want to end up in a situation where they don't have enough disables. And RoX.KIS is just gonna.
Well, what do you got right now? You got Rubik, so
yeah, you have Rubik.
Maybe go down the lines of the Brewmaster again then. But Brewmaster with Nyx on the field.
Yeah, but he did fine last game.
No, that's true.
So I guess that would be a...
But that was Funix Brewmaster, though, in the aggressive tri-lane.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be thinking, like, Brewmaster go into the solo mid and give it to Dendi. There goes the Storm.
If I was picking as RoX.KIS, I probably would have picked up, like, first Lifestealer, Syllabear, then a Gyrocopter, and then you run a offensive tri-lane, safe lane Sylla, and just a Gyro mid to be able to have that split push and still... be able to take down towers. So I would like to see RoX.KIS picking up something that gives them this tower siege, just push potential. But I think they just want to win the lanes and win the game.
Yeah, I don't really see them sieging towers. I see them just ganking, roaming, killing.
Yeah.
There's not much more to that one. Because if they're going to go any kind of push, then both SD as well as Nyx aren't going to help out with that one. Not unless your plan is to steal PL and push with him.
Yeah.
That's the only other option. Or Nyx to melt through towers, but you'll still need more support than that. It'll force Nyx into the middle lane.
Yeah,
and then you can pick up your jungle hero.
I'm still very, very scared for RoX.KIS right now. Because generally you want a lot of AoE abilities if you know you're going to play against the PL.
There doesn't seem to be anything there. And Beastmaster now pick up, so we got Raw, we got Slow as well if Nick's trying to chase.
And the Bird.
Yeah, Vision galore.
Yeah, now I think now is
just need like a Tinker as our final hero, and then it's just
that would be good though. That would be
wouldn't be a bad solution for RoX.KIS either. Tinker up against the Beastmaster in the middle lane, and then you hold the PL out.
Yeah,
I was actually thinking for Na'Vi.
Oh.
Because you don't, like, even if it's a throwaway bottom lane, Na'Vi are on the dire side this time around. They can run that, it's old, but Beastmaster is that off lane style. Yeah. You got Nyx as well as Nakes up against you.
Yeah, and the Beastmaster could just stack the Ancients for the Tinker, who's just going to go clear it afterwards.
Or if Tinker has a hard time, he just stacks up. And
there it is, there it is.
RoX.KIS will take it.
Are we going to see Dagon 5?
They've all got their headsets on.
Yeah, I was so surprised when I watched that game between RoX.KIS and DD, the second game, and I just came in and I see this 30-minute Dagon 5.
It's actually, man, it's an off-lane Beastmaster. That's Denny's TA right there.
Yeah.
But TA up against the laser Tinker, always frustrating, but also Beastmaster, if he's able to find... Well, actually, that'll be a bigger question. Where does Beastmaster find his level 6? RoX.KIS are already happy. They're just slapping their hands up right now, so they know what they're getting. And Axe! Axe is the final solution. We go to the faces
and
of
you can
Na'Vi.
see these... Look at these smiles on RoX.KIS. They're like, I know how it is. When you pick a hero like Axe, you will be extremely happy to...
I wonder if this is almost a bit of a diss to Puppy, because he was the man that was like, you know what? I can bring Axe back in the meta game. I stay in the jungle, I farm up, I come up with like 4 points up in Battle Hunger, and I kill everybody and we dominate mid.
Wasn't that Ice?
Was it Ice?
Who did the solo mid Axe when I played with Zenith, who brought back the... He did a solo mid Axe against the Enigma, and he just destroyed him. He was lucky though, he just kept spinning. But Axe is actually a hero we've been discussing on our team.
If it's actually still worth it? You still go for the Battle Hunger build?
No, they're going to go for the tri-lane.
Aggressive tri-lane?
Perhaps, yeah. They're going to go for a tri-lane. They're going to go...
What build are you going to go? Because it's Dread, so obviously they're trying to put a lot more money onto Axe in this scenario. Are you looking at the Battle Hunger harassment? Is that the reason why we see 2 clarities?
Yeah,
30
I am
seconds to
quite
battle.
sure he's just gonna go for a standard like 1 level in counter helix and then just maxing out the Battle Hunger and going max Berserker's Call. That's the build I think is the best. I think leveling counter helix is just...
First thing he goes is the Battle Hunger.
He goes Battle Hunger level 1.
Harass a Vorse down.
Is that really... maybe he doesn't even want to push the lane.
Maybe they just want to kill people.
Yeah.
The battle
Because
begins.
if every time it happens, if you always find yourself like getting Battle Hungered up, and then Dread also gets a regeneration ring.
But Battle Hunger is so strong, and that's the reason why we have been considering Mosquito's strength. Deny it.
I love how Kuro loves to troll with that. Like his little Nyx thing on the top lane.
Yeah.
I loved how. Actually, did you get to see that?
Do what?
Did you see the semi-final? The Na'Vi semi-final? When basically Kuro was playing the Nyx, he kept dropping his healing salve down the ground, just like showing it. It's like, come on, take it.
I
take
actually
it.
missed that. I actually missed that game.
It seems like also Alex missed out on it. And now we're going to see if this top lane's going to work. Because straight away, Keeper of the Light Blast, actually there's telekinesis from Kuro, and a lance out from Vorst. And already the Axe is blocking up the creep wave, saying, I'm not really happy with this top lane.
But I think the problem was that he skilled the Battle Hunger level 1. That's not really what you should do, in my opinion. I mean, they could even have went behind the tower. They could even have pulled the wave.
Oh, now Vanscore picked up. A lot of damage on that Keep the Light Blast. Nice done by Yol. Maybe we'll buy some space. Havors, he wants to attack, and Vanscore almost dead. Is dead. Havors, however, taking a lot of damage from this one. He's going to go down, but Puppy body blocking him out. Havors will get the heal up. Yol takes around for a double stun. And now they're going to go for Yol. Pick up, throw him back. No stun up. Actually, it does stun up Dread as well. Dread's going to keep trying to fight this one up. Kuro picks up the double kill, and what a body block.
Yeah, that was insanely well played by Puppy, and I just feel a bit sad for RoX.KIS. If he would have had that counter helix, the fight would have been completely different. If he would have been able to get his level 2 already, and they give... because they should have given Axe solo EXP the first wave, so he gets level 2, so he both has Battle Hunger and counter helix. Then Na'Vi wouldn't have been able to take this initiation because they would have died. But they're doing this completely right. As I said, they push out the first wave. They make RoX.KIS play a passive game. One
bad thing for Na'Vi is, however, they're basically out of consumables. Like, health consumables are almost gone for this one. There's no clarities up. But if you look through the lineup of RoX.KIS, they've still got a lot left. Yeah, there's that one flask up on Kuro, I think it is.
Yeah.
Their
lane is still quite okay.
Yeah.
They just need to get some levels back.
How's our lane looking?
Actually, I never even commented on this, but Dendi is solo bottom.
He's playing his hero on the lane of Funnick. And how's he looking down here? Like, we're looking at the farm, it's like 9-2 to 8-2. There's not really much in that one. And then middle lane, Tinker, who's 12 for 1 up against Funnick, who's 10 for 4. It's rather level on both those lanes.
Yeah, they're doing really well on both bottom and mid lane. So this top lane is giving them space at least, and they know that the Tinker's gonna be able to control the Beastmaster. And where is he going? He's checking the room.
Yeah, but the Borders was just down there, so I'm not quite sure exactly what he's trying to search for. The rune control will come from Beastmaster that way.
Yeah, I think that was a...
I'm even wondering if RoX.KIS thought this top lane was going to be a little bit more passive. Because you notice the first, like, the 2 initiations were Na'Vi. It wasn't RoX.KIS. They initiated on Dread the second he arrived in the lane.
Yeah.
And then they get to pick up the throw down and just a huge blast again from Keeper of the Light. It's
the blast just does such insane damage in early and mid game and in mid and late game.
I'm guessing this is now Dread's new way of farming with Battle Hunger on range creeps. Not going to really work. Pick up, throw down. Nice on the double stun and better disruption.
Yeah.
Saves Dread from a lot of damage there.
But I would like to see him start focusing the Rubik or...
The what? Not creeps?
Yeah. Exactly.
He's just trying to keep a Vorse down. Dread picked up, throwing down. That's enough damage. The blast is coming. TA kills off Biz in the meantime in the bottom lane, and they're not going to get any further through.
Come on.
They want to go further.
Oh, can he get...
No.
He wants the Battle Hunger. Battle Hunger.
There he gets it. But that's not going to kill off a Vorse, is it?
Nah, I don't...
Kuro's hanging with him. He's like, I can deny you. I can deny you. We can both deny you. We've got your back, man.
Oh.
60. He's
gonna
healing
make
up
it,
from the
he's gonna make
tangos.
it.
They're really babysitting him out of this lane.
Everyone is running home because they're all out of mana.
Someone abandoned top lane.
Yeah. Abandoned ship.
And in the meantime, like, I said it quickly, like, Biz just got soloed up by Dendi.
Yeah.
Solo kill from the TA up on a Nath, and now Dendi's up at full level, is running bottle as well as phase boost on the bottom lane. And this could be the reason why there's a couple of prep traps down here on the bottom lane.
No, that poor. Oh, he wasn't able to. Yeah, he cancelled the the healing potion there. Nah, but this is a very hard matchup for Nyx at this point because TA is just gonna keep bottle refilling, and Nyx doesn't really have that. He won't go for the bottle, so it's gonna be quite hard for him. And this Boar. Wow. I was speaking about Cog before being a top 3 most annoying, but Boar is always going to be in that top 3 most annoying.
What was the old hero? It was Beastmaster was always picked. Night Stalker. When Night Stalker was always picked, that was back in the days when like you'd even think about going like Drums and Yule Scepter up on a Night Stalker.
Oh.
There's your Roar in middle lane. Kuro's coming to help out. Telekinesis hold up, and that Stinker's dead.
Yeah.
Picked up, throwing down, and Beastmaster actually not going to get the last hit. It's Kuro. He actually got 3. He's 3-0. Carry support coming out now from Kuro.
Yeah, Kuro is having a really good game. And I think that Tinker should have predicted that they would come and gang him once the BM hit level 6. And RoX.KIS, they're having a...
There's a switch up. There's a switch up on bottom lane, man. Dread's coming in here. He's got no call, and Denny just took away half of his life, and he's going to take more. Another TA trap. Denny needs one more hit, but Biz slowing him down. The phase boosts have already been triggered. Now Biz may lose his own life. The catcher is out, and Denny Funnick comes in, cuts the tree line through. Now he's looking to be aggressive. Denny on 34 HP, and now the disruption that's going to go. The TA trap is buying time for Funnick to attack on Biz, but he cannot do so. And with a haste run, he can do so. Denny, get out of there.
Wow, that would have been so important for them to get that kill in.
Meanwhile, on the top lane, Yol's like, well, okay, now I'm alone, and Kuro's trying to attack me. Telekinesis, and he hides behind the tree line. They rotate down the Axe to attack, and is this just now what we expect from Axe? To die almost instantly to the off-laner from Na'Vi?
I didn't really expect that, but it's just these first few minutes of the top lane were so very important, and perhaps they should have even have put the Nake's top and done the Axe solo bottom against Dendi. I'm not sure.
But then Axe would have lost so much life anyway, because Dendi can still have that range.
They just did it wrong in the beginning. That's the sad truth. Like if Axe would have been level 2, it would have been a completely different lane. But now we're they played really well, and Puppy's great body blocks to save Wast, and
yeah. If a vault, no, like, goodbye Biz. Denny just diving this one. Needs one more attack and Vansor. Comes in from the side, and he still wants to go again. TA tried to pop, and this SD's gonna be quite careful too.
Yeah, Biz is just gonna go use this infest on a creep and get some HP, I guess. Be able to stay on this lane. Then it's checking the bottom road.
He's going to spawn top where Kuro as well as Funnick were trying to control. Oh wow, really? I think Kuro wanted that, man. he denies it with a ball. It's like, man, that was like extra damage. That could be like death of Yol.
It was probably like this. Funnick was like, no, Kuro said he wanted to take it, and Funnick was like, well, if I can't have it, no one can have it. Fuck you, man.
Biz, Infest and a Centaur. Dendi walks away, and then Biz, well, he's now got full life and maybe move him over. Catcher is out, disruption as well, buys Biz some time. The trapper will go off, but Biz on the right side of Dendi, and then refraction, open wounds are eating through it with all these disruption illusions, and Dendi, he will go down. The battle hunters here as well. Dread, if he won the last hit, it'll be Nakes.
Yeah, that's a great kill, and a very important kill for them. Dread has just picked up his tranquil boots.
He moved himself into the jungle after that top lane failed.
They given up top now?
Yeah. It's sacked.
And they are out-leveled, so they can't really get back there.
It's almost like Nates should be up on the top lane now.
Yeah, probably. Just stay there and...
Let the Axe do the bottom lane and catch up to what he needs.
And the T is not going to be able to deal with that lane, so...
But then at the same time, though, we've got to ask the question, what is Axe meant to be doing for this? Because Tinker is, for me, the only person who is basically going to be there when Havors is ready to push.
Yeah.
And that's just not there. It's just not there. Like, he's coming to the top lane. He's got 750 gold. He still needs that 2,000 for the BTs. And then he still needs more on top of that. Like, Soul Ring and Bottle is there. But then lands and March Machines. Havors will just dive this one down. The Raw and the Keeper of Life Plus. Drake comes in, and then Battle Hunger will get nothing. The lands will fly up, and Havors is about to pick up a secondary kill up here on the top lane. One more lands, one more second. The catcher flies out. Vanscore, double walk. No invis. However, that poison, not going to have to kill him off. Stick charges and TPs back to base. Just in case. As Enkoro now getting spotted off too. Vanscore gets a disruption. Dread's on the way with the Battle Hunger, as well as a couple of stacks of poison. This will be the death of Kuro. There's the Battle Hunger.
But Vanscore is actually blocking Dread, so he couldn't pass because of the illusions. So there was a bit of miscommunication, I guess.
Dendy's going to rotate top lane.
What is
Beastmaster Hawk is watching Vanscore move up in the lane. And that's the death. That's the death of Vanscore. Meld hit, and then one more attack.
Yeah, this game is now starting to fall apart for RoX.KIS, I feel.
Yeah.
Their Tinker is still very far away from the
If he gets BTs up, then things can change.
Yeah.
We all know what Tinker's capable of achieving. But at the same time, you've got to look and say, well, okay, TA's walking around this early on. Net worth the fourth highest on the map. Looking pretty good with phase boost, 800 gold. Havors comes in, he's got on the way to having drums up and running. Now with the T1 tower going down the top lane, looking even better. TA trap is up, and that means vision almost on Yol. TA trap will slow him down. Stun dodges by both. They both sidestep it out. Funnick sitting on the sidelines. Roar is there. Vanscore goes for the disruption, and now he's going to make more copies of PL, but it's not going to be enough. Havors diving through. Funnick's right behind him, and that's 2 easy hero kills. Dread's also in the neighborhood, and then he's like, can we keep going? There's a tier 1 tower in middle lane, which we can just solo up right now. He's got no backdoor regen, backdoor protection anyway.
Yeah, you can, it's very obvious that Navi's very confident after being able to take that last game, and they're just playing really, really well, and they're playing aggressive, and they are the one applying a lot of the pressure that I would rather have seen from RoX.KIS in a game like this. And I feel that the Nikes, as you said before, I think that he should have been the one to TP top.
Yeah.
To just pull back the wave, play safe, and maybe let the Tinker
even find the bottom lane so we can get those BTs.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead, Tinker's still trying to do the middle lane when Na'Vi is like, well, okay, we're taking top tier 1 tower, we're taking mid tier 1 tower now. We can roam, we can gank. The mid lane is definitely not safe, and Tinker has no escape mechanism.
Maybe they should have swapped earlier and sent the Nikes mid. Mid against Beastmaster, and then have a Tinker safe lane farming, but then he can't stack things.
We've got a lot of Captain Hindsight going on right now. And Na'Vi takes Aegis the Immortal up on Dendy, and he just poured up, thank you Vanscore, 12:30, 12:27. Very nicely done, Kuro.
I was thinking the same thing.
But you see, Denny, first, I thought maybe he'll go with the momentum. He actually goes and picks up a Mithril Hammer. It could be Desolator.
Yeah, it could be
but
Desolator.
More than likely, we're looking at BKB from him. Because what have they got that goes through BKB? Apart from Purge.
March? It's half.
Oh, it's still. I know it's composite damage, but I know March is like one of those weird things that has like different properties that.
Well, if they haven't changed it in very recently, it still does some damage, but it doesn't do extremely much. Yeah. But yeah, Axel.
we're gonna Axel. That's true. That's true. They'll go through that if they can bring him down low enough.
But I think Dread was farming with it or something.
Oh, Vanscore, TA trap, phase boots up, and he's like, whoa, Biz, I want him! And Beastmaster says, well, I'll take Vanscore then. Blink in, Raw, Kuro, Fade bolts it out. Sniping the hero kill, just as good as Bulba does.
Radiant's bottom tower
4-0 now up on the Rubik. Highest killer on the board.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Navi's they're doing so well. They can just do whatever they want right now. They're just taking tower after tower, and I think you're gonna have his BOT. In 200 gold he's gonna have BOT, but
he's not far off it. Top lane TA traps, try and track down Dread. He's a long way up here, and then puts up the Battle Hunger on Denny, stun from Yol, and then straight into his Vendetta. Kuro. I think he kind of wanted to stun there, but he actually ended up stealing the impel
Dire's
before.
top tower is under attack.
But there's no chase. They're not fast enough, they can't keep the vision.
But the PL is pressuring bottom right now, and
Radiant's bottom tower is under
he's
attack.
being able to do pretty much whatever he
Dire's middle
wants.
tower is under attack.
He's having a very
Dire's structures
quite
are
nice game.
fortified.
I'm not quite sure about Dread TPing in on this one, because I still feel like Vorst is able to take Dread solo. Even with the spins. He's only got 2 points up in the counter helix. 4 points battle hunger.
Dire's
1 point
middle
berserker
tower
call.
is under
Yeah,
attack.
maybe, and he doesn't have such a huge mana pool.
Kuro's
And
got
on top
another kill
lane.
on the top lane, and now Biz also right behind Kuro, and that's a lot of damage from Dendi. Oh, it's not enough damage though! Not with the Infest out. The TA trap trying to slow down Biz, but they're not going to follow any further.
That was sad.
Kuro.
What did he just steal?
Infest, really?
Oh.
Really? He's got that much life and he steals Infest, and now he's going to come down and maybe... Oh, no longer 1-3-3-7. Puppy comes in, blinding light, making it very difficult for Biz to attack, and that means Dendy can turn around. He dodges the stun as well, Dendy. Rockets flying in. Aegis the Immortal, though, is up his sleeve. And in comes Solo with the back of the BTs, but also in comes Vorst. Dust to pop off, there's no extra stuns. Dendy back alive, and then Solo melded, right-click. He takes another kill here, Dendy. TA trapped, interesting position, but Yol up with that spike carapace. Dread comes in too. No call just yet, he wants a Vorst. Now he can get, and there's a big double kill for Dread. Picks up the PL with the ult and the culling blade going off, and maybe now another call. Funnick looking for the raw. No, it's like he's already let it off. Axe to fly through. Ban score. Now Dread. Where's that call? He's got no mana for it. Then he just takes his life. Funnick takes a double kill. And Navi basically take all of RoX.KIS.
Radiant's top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
that was really good for Navi. And if the Tinker would have survived, it could have been a different fight if he would have been able to TP out and then come back with a different a second round of March of the Machines and Rockets to follow up on that. But yeah,
He ended a long way up. Like, did he TP onto the lane itself or the tower?
I didn't really see, but yeah,
He ended
I
up in the middle of the lane.
Yeah, he did.
And that's without Force Staff or Blink Dagger. But at least there's the upside, the fact that Axe was able to pick up a couple of kills.
Yeah, that was good, but it was a bit sad that NA missed his missed an important impale on the TA. And the TA still had Aegis as well, so...
And really, that kind of stuff shouldn't really happen though. Because you got the direct target here, don't you? Oh, well, it's a middle lane kill.
Then they went for the BKB.
Yeah, they actually killed off Rubik here in the middle lane, and Biz's going to keep on going on Denny. There's a Tinker T being in right now. Denny's already popped up this BKB on. Yep, but then BKB wears off, and Refraction now comes back up again. The dust is there. Meld it. What a big blast from Puppy. RoX.KIS instantly had to fall back, even with the March Machine's cover fire. Solo, wow, Blink onto the high ground, roar up, and Havos goes, freebie! Mine, maybe his. He's right behind it, TA trap, 2 hits.
He's gonna try to steal, but oh my god, then he's gonna go.
Funnick's actually in a little bit of trouble.
Then he just made it.
Open moves by Biz. He's going to eat through him. The boar slowing down Biz, even though he's actually no inside the rage now. And Dread, he's looking at Dendy. Dendy doesn't have a lot of life. Biz now Havos having initiation. Dread, now you look for a bit of a call. Got to bring down Dendy's life points, and there goes the Culling Blade. That's a big lot of money. 417 gold going his way. And Biz back in the fight. He's in the middle of 3 with no infest. And then the Keeper Light Blast. Nice armor toggle burst. Not going to be enough. Fable out from Rubik. 6-2 up on Kuro.
Yeah, Kuro has a really great game, and Puppy was able to bring him in there with a great recall, and Navi's looking very strong.
That's also now going to mean 18-minute mech. So we were improving on the mech timing by 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, not even 10 minutes, actually. That's like 15 minutes improvement.
Yeah, that's what winning does to you.
Oh, Solo. Havos right behind him. He's TPing out. Havos can't stop him. He's going to attack him a little bit, but Solo's already back out again. But BT Tinker is up. And we'll see how much pressure he can do, because all the tier 2 towers, all the tier 2 towers are still up for RoX.KIS, which means they can stall this game up, but at the same time, you're stalling the game up for a PL.
Yeah. Maybe they are waiting for PL to get so strong that they disrupt him and win the game?
Yeah?
I don't know.
Funny thing is, that's actually possible.
Yeah, if you're lucky, that can do so much. If you're unlucky, it's not so.
You get like no copies whatsoever, and then all of a sudden you got 20 copies on the next set. Yeah. But that's Random Generator, man. That's the power of Random Generator.
Yeah. I actually had a discussion with a fan yesterday about the random facts in Dota and how I feel that they are sometimes a bit too random, I guess. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, this just the fact that
it's a complicated.
yeah,
it's a complicated thing.
It's a very complicated thing. But just the fact that if you're playing TA, you go for a
Oh, Na'Vi blink in, Raw goes on Vanscore, and then instantly right on top of him is Kuro as well. Disruption not going to come there in time, and Dread looks for a call, not going to happen. He's picked up, throwing down. Funnick still keeping his distance right now, and who's in through the rear is Puppey, of course, right behind him, and then Manalik on Dread.
The thing is that right now they are fighting at 2 places at the same time, so the Nikes wasn't able to, or rather no one was able to help Dread in the mid lane.
Huge damage out on him, and there's the TP coming in from the Tinker. RoX.KIS to fly, and now they're still going on Dread in the mid, and then he tries a Culling Blade, but there's not enough damage.
Yeah.
In fact, Puppey actually had the mech already popped.
Yeah, that was such a bad timing for them, because if they had if Nyx and Nikes would have been able to support them in the mid fight, I think they could have easily have won that fight. With the axe coming in after everything has been used on the SD kill. But Dendi and Wasp were able to pick off the NA on top. And Na'Vi are looking very, very strong. But Peel went for a Vlad's first item.
That's a bit of a new one. It's kind of like early style game.
Yeah, because they want to keep pushing, I guess. And he wants to be able to.
Well, it's working. Dendi smack bang. I'm not quite sure about this, Dendi. You're a long way in there. Yol, however, very low on life. Dendi on 140 life points, runs himself away. Biz being roared up inside his rage, and Dread is like, give me a freebie. Avort is right there. He's dropping low on life, but not low enough for that Culling Blade. Also, it's still on cooldown for the moment. But Na'Vi very, very injured.
Middle tower is under attack.
And now Master Machine stolen by Kuro.
Yeah.
He doesn't have rearm, so it's not as powerful.
Maybe you should steal rearm.
What?
Like go Dagon and Hex. Yeah.
Are you actually capable? Is rearm a stealable ability?
I don't know.
Because I've never seen it stolen.
I had never seen it stolen either, but it should be, right?
I think that there's some abilities which you cannot steal. Yeah, like there's some ultimates which you cannot steal. It'll give you the older ability.
We'll just have to hope Kuro tries to steal it, so we'll see. I guess the Tinker's gonna go for the blink now. That's probably what he's saving for. He just has his 2.1k gold. But at the same time, they're having a very, very tough game here. RoX.KIS, and I'm not sure how they're gonna be able to split push against this, because Tinker's even gonna have a hard time split pushing against strong and fat PL.
At least got one upside. He's got himself that blink dagger. So arrives up on the top lane. Then he was ready to attack him as well. There's blinks in the tree lines, a whole bunch of Master Machines. Doing it a little bit deeper in as well, then straight back out again. This is kind of like a problem for Na'Vi though. Like, they don't have good things to deal with split push. So if Tinker can't keep him up, like PL, of course, he's great once he gives momentum to a lane. But if he doesn't have that, and if the momentum is taken out by a Tinker, then the push stops.
Yeah.
So how does Na'Vi deal with this if they're like, well, do we go in? Dread, do we die? Answer is yes. Well, he's going to get completely caught up and destroyed. That's his death.
Yeah, and it seems like Na'Vi, they're very content with just running around and getting kills, winning the game that way. I mean, Roche just spawned once again, and they will have a very easy time bringing it down. And I think Fendi's moving there right now.
Yeah, he's coming down the middle lane right now.
Wasp still has his... I mean, he just has his diffusal up, but he's just going to keep pushing here, because now we can easily take this Roche without him, and that will make sure that RoX.KIS can't contest this.
In fact, I also want to even just take this town while it's all going on. Now nope, there's a Tinker with the BTs hiding in the tree line again.
Yeah.
But Roshan is basically dead now.
At least they're going to get a tier 1 tower, or will they?
I don't think they will, man. Fortification, then a TP up, and they'll take care of it. Or is Na'Vi just say, you know what, screw it. You take out tier 1 tower, we'll take your tier 2 and push out. Oh, Yol! He came up for a quick wall, but then Manalik, he lost almost all of his mana. Kuro comes in as well, lands to fly out. Yol's got almost nothing left. Keep it alive, blast, and these PL illusions are going to chase him down. TA trap slowing him down. PL illusion will not catch up in time, and a Master Machine to ensure that nothing else is behind him.
Yeah, there's no glyph up to save this tower, so they will just back off.
Nyx does take that top tower though, but as we said, like tier 1 for tier 2, and now push in.
Are they gonna try to enter the base? Oh, I doubt it. I guess the Tinker with March, I think that's just an unnecessary risk.
Ah, come on, man. They got Necro units. They got Kuro, who's got a Blink Dagger up and running. Same with TA after having the BKB. Puppy, who's got a poor man's shield, which belongs to Avor, so he's carrying for him. What did he drop? It's the second Diffusal Blade recipe purchased up by Avor.
I think that's... I'm actually surprised not more people go for this early level 2 Diffusal, because the difference in damage is quite huge.
But is it better than like having an extra Vitality booster early on? Like having that extra life points up on the PL?
Yeah, depends how you play it, I guess. But I mean, once you have that Diffusal level 2, you don't have to enter the fight. You just do a lance on a support hero, you back off, and that illusion is gonna deal a huge deal of damage by itself. So I think it's a good choice. Because sure, you want to have some of those Diffusal charges, and you want to make use of them, I guess. But at the same time, the damage is just too strong to ignore, in my opinion.
Maybe more people would do it if the Diffusal charges were then, like you keep your old charges and you add new ones.
Yeah.
But then that would make it so crazy because you just have like never-ending charges just flying out for yourself.
And what would happen to Dota if they removed illusions being able to mana burn?
You mean from PL?
No, from everything. Then I think PL would be balanced, and it would still be okay, because illusions do some damage late game. But right now, I just feel that
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I kind of want to give. I kind of want to make it so the illusions give like experience like conversions, and then CPL never be played ever again.
And give gold.
and give gold too. Oh, blink in, Raw, gonna go out in solo, and there's Denny right in the high line. Even then, the side blaze hit on Dread, so Dread really low on life. He's gonna go down to double kill for Dendy. He's inside the base with a BKB. He does not care. Triple kill for Dendy. And even a TP, like, please, come on in. You know Dendy wants you, and Dread comes back. He's gonna give this a crack. He wants Puppy. Culling Blade will get him, but Puppy is too far away. Picked up by Kuro, dropped out, and mega kill streak here for a Vorst. Axe killed twice over, and Kuro blinks in, stuns up, lands out. Denny's going to take the kill. There's another kill for him. You may as well call it an Ultra.
I think this is...
Yeah, you want to say it, don't you?
Yeah, this is very close to the end of this game, I believe.
It is looking that way, man.
They were just able to
jump down, and that is, that is Naked just getting completely disintegrated.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the PL is not even the huge DPS here. It's just Dendy jumping in, and he got the good crit off during a melt hit, and he just pretty much
good luck, Solo. Good luck.
Yeah.
They take out the mid racks. They can rotate bottom very, very quickly. There's a whole lot of PLs that are just willing to tank up for the tower. And they will take this out. Phonics Raw's coming off cooldown already. In 1 second time, he can jump Yol. And there's that 1 second's time. Jump in, and it's actually Dendy and Kuro going a double kill for him. The Raw out. It goes on the SD. Dread will be forced back, and there's your GG. Well played. Na'Vi will take the grand final of the RaidCall EMS 1 Spring Final here from Poland. They fight their way through.
And I'm actually very happy to see Na'Vi win this. They've had a rough couple of weeks or months since the roster change, and they were one of
This is the second land since the roster change. And I remember I was talking to Avors about this last night, and he said that, they don't count Tech Labs. Tech Labs, they couldn't hear each other. They're all playing as single players. They didn't really feel that they were a team then. Yeah. But now they feel a lot more like a team.
Yeah.
And they showed it. They really played like a team.
Yeah, they did. And they had good picks, good executions, and everyone played really well. So it's nice to see that Na'Vi is back in shape.
Yeah, that it is, man. That it is. Of course, they've got a lot of upcoming matches as well, running in the G1 League qualifiers. Of course, there'll be more and more competitions all across the European scene they'll get to be involved in as well. Of course, want to give big props to all of RoX.KIS. They really played fantastically over this entire competition. Obviously, they were big favourites going into their part of the group, and a lot of people say, well, maybe they got a very easy path in here. But I think if they were also put down into that lower bracket, it would have been the same kind of scenario. They would have also gotten to the semi-final. We've had the matchup which we had here back in the lower bracket of the semi.
Yeah. And you're absolutely right. I mean, RoX.KIS is a team that's improving all the time, and they've pretty much gotten become one of these top teams. They're a stable top team rather than a team that can cause some upsets. They always have a good chance, and they have their own play style, but they just had some bad situations, as I said. The early game decided a lot about the game.
Yeah, well,
the TA...
you run an offensive try lane. If it doesn't go well for you, you're already like pushing something uphill.
Yeah, but it's also the fact that the TA could solo kill on Nakes.
Yeah, that's...
On the off lane. And they didn't really have what it takes to deal with that. Probably would have liked to see a faster reaction from them. Maybe just playing a bit safer in the beginning and then faster reaction by maybe switching the Tinker to bottom lane and just sending the Nakes mid, because Nakes can stand against the Beastmaster decently as well. Yeah,
it is something you always look for. Like you say, the lane's not working, you got to try and mix things up, and look for your key things. And it kind of felt like maybe RoX.KIS got really tired too. Like it's been a pretty intense LAN for a lot of people who've been watching it. I know we've had like 12 hours worth of Dota yesterday, and now today we also go through like almost a 9-hour mark for that one. So there's just so much Dota coming their way, and a LAN event, like you got to focus up. You're playing up against Na'Vi in a grand final. It's going to take a toll on you, and maybe that's got to the point where you got to make those decisions, but you can't think about it all the time. And you're thinking about it all the time on the fly at a LAN event.
Yeah, and it's also people have to understand that it's not PL is the kind of hero that makes you play worse for a lot of teams. That's actually how it is. And playing
it's just a mental thing that you know you're going up against like 5 million PLs.
Yeah, something like that. And you know that if the early game doesn't work out, like every mistake you make in the early game feels so much more, because you have this feeling in your stomach like, oh, PL just got a kill. Fuck. What do we do now? And it will just keep pressuring you and making you like, it makes you take fights you don't really want to. And it's very hard. Like people may think that it's easy to adapt in situations like that, just switching around lanes, like sending the Tinker bottom. But in the grand finals, there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's not always so easy to just make that decision.
And to make it on the fly and say that this will work when you've got so much at stake as well. Like it's $12,000 for a first place prize. That's a lot to play for. It's a lot to play for, and to make a decision like, well, are we going to do this? Is it really going to work? It's a little bit risky. It's like you're almost going to put that out of your mind, but it's difficult to do so. And that's where you get like teams with like a lot of LAN experience. Like the entire Na'Vi roster has a lot of LAN experience. Probably Funnick the most green out of all the players, but Dendi, Avors, Puppy, they've been everywhere. Kuro as well, like he's been playing Dota for a very, very long time as well. So the entire team reeks of experience. And Funnick, he's able to basically go with the calmness of the other 4 guys and just work with them. Where RoX.KIS, actually, they got a lot of LAN experience as well. Like, these guys have been playing through a lot of the Starladder LAN finals. There's always a lot of CIS stuff, like either be a Tech LAN, be it the Starladder finals, which run like 4 times a year now. Traveling over to DreamHack. There's always a lot of European LAN competitions which people can attend. And it's you get used to the environment.
I think it's such a great experience for them to be in a LAN event like this and be able to go up against Na'Vi in the grand finals and be able to take a game from them. And this is a different Na'Vi from a couple of weeks ago. As I said, they're not as easy to beat now, and they've gotten their stuff together, and I guess the communication just works out better now. I hope they speak English.
I know Kuro is learning some parts of Ukrainian and Russian. Probably not the best parts of Ukrainian and Russian, but he's definitely learning some of them. I'm also looking over to Zoe right now because I know a lot of the guys and girls are starting to assemble themselves. So when Zoe is ready, she can wave. Okay, so he's not going to be ready for us just yet, but luckily, we're actually going to say goodbye, Loda. So big thanks for joining me, of course. Big thanks to all the other guys who came on casting. It's been an absolute pleasure having them here in the box.
Thanks a lot for having me, and I'll say thanks for the other guys who were here as well.
That'll work. Loda can take all the praise for them. That'll work. So yeah, Kawa, of course, we had Notal up here as well. Purian Flack, Zoe's been here too, and thanks for watching, guys. We're going to go a very quick commercial break, but we'll come back with the awards presentation with Zoe and with Larry and with everybody else. We'll see you guys in a moment.
RaidCall, communication for winners.
And we are now here joined by the product manager of EMS1. I'm talking about Larry, who has been watching over the whole event. So before we actually give the honor to the players and start off the whole ceremony, maybe a few words from you as one of the representatives. What were your expectations of this event and how were they fulfilled?
Well, our expectations going into this tournament were quite positive, but we knew that we really had to provide a tournament that's great and that makes people happy. I think that on day one there were still a few minor issues, but I'm really happy with that we got them all fixed by day two, and I think that it all went really great. We had an amazing tournament. We've seen lots of great matches, so I think that we can really be happy with what we've done so far.
So we did see a lot of matches. The audience has been just great. What were your highlights of the whole thing?
Well, for me certainly it's RoX.KIS. I mean, those guys, no one would have thought they would go that far. I mean, they had the easier bracket. I know our bracket wasn't that balanced. That's what happens when you do sports. I mean, but in the final, I think RoX.KIS showed everyone that they deserve to be in the final. And looking how they weren't invited, they made their way through the A series. They even weren't qualified by Cup 4. In Cup 4, I think they had to defeat Team Empire and Dota, and they did it. And that's how they got into this grand final. So I think that's an amazing story, and I think those guys really deserve it.
They did indeed. It's very worthy second place. So one last thing maybe from you. What can we expect from EMS1 to come?
Well, quite a lot. I mean, we announced it. We have 4 seasons this year. So the next one's starting pretty soon. Our next cup is going to be on our first cup, actually. Cup number 1 of summer 2013. Gonna be on May 6th and 7th. And in the next 3 months, we're gonna see each other here in the same spot again, or at another spot. So I think we have a lot ahead of us.
We do indeed. And we right now also have some stuff ahead of us. And some of that stuff is actually lying right next to me. And for that, of course, we need some people here on our stage. And who else could I have been talking about other than our worthy second place? Please, big round of applause for RoX.KIS. Absolutely amazing performance. So those medals, well deserved, handed over by the product manager from EMS1. And I do see some happy faces, that's for sure. And we're gonna talk to them very quickly as well. Who wants to? I guess since you're next to me, I'm just gonna pick you then. Great, congratulations. So first of all, congratulations for that second place. You guys have shown us some amazing games, and I want to just briefly really talk about them. The first one, you guys pretty much dominated. The second one was such a back and forth, and everyone in the audience, the casters, everyone watching had their own opinions, mostly when it came to the picks and also the bans. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about the draft. What plan did you have with the heroes you actually picked?
Well, we have not planned at all for games with Navi because they play every heroes in Dota, and we were planning by drafting. So we chose the wrong style at second game and at third game. So that's why we played such bad.
Well, you didn't play bad. To be honest, did they play bad? No, really? No. See, so. They're behind you, so am I. So once more, of course, congratulations. Now, a round of applause. RoX.KIS, second place of the RaidCall EMS1 finals. So you can get your well-deserved rest. And I got Laurie back to me. And yeah, of course, where there is a second place, there also must be a first place. And we all know who it is. So almost needless of any introduction, still I'm going to do it. Of course, I'm talking about Navi. Navi, please come up to our stage. Big round of applause. First place of the RaidCall EMS1 Spring Finals. So them as well, of course, get the medals for a very deserved first place. The road hasn't been easy, even though some might have predicted that to be, but still we saw some games where it was close and you even lost some. Did you expect that? I mean, I know, you keep on trolling me, telling me you thought you're the underdogs, but still, did you expect to come first place, or did you actually really thought you're maybe having a hard time?
I was hoping to get first place, hoping. And that's not like knowing that I would get it. So I really did think that we would have a tough time, and we actually did, because even though some of the games looked like stomps and stuff, it needed to be like very well executed, and that's a hard thing to do. So we played our best, and we got here.
You did indeed, and you deserved so as well. So if we looked at those games, what do you think went wrong in the first one, as that looked very one-sided from your opponents? I mean, you won, so now I can ask such questions. So what do you think was the problem in the first one?
I think Creeps outplayed us.
Definitely, and it was APM as well, I assume, right? Yeah.
Yeah, every Creep has an APM, so they pretty much had like 800 APM there. Too much.
Well, thanks. Yeah, thanks. I don't even know what to say anymore, but yeah. I guess we have something else, of course, for the guys. And Larry is coming in with it, of course. We're talking about our trophy. They shall be handled to our winners. Round of applause. Navi, well-deserved third place at EMS. Won. This was the first ever season of this competition, and it's been a great way so far, and we of course look all forward to the second season. Thanks a lot for everyone being a part of this. Thanks a lot for the audience coming over here and supporting the teams and also entertaining us all. And of course also big shout out to all the casters, Toby1, Kawa, Pyrian, Flux. They did an amazing job, as well as ESL with the whole thing, so show them some love. Also of course a lot of love to our main sponsor RaidCall. Thanks a lot for making this possible. Thanks a lot everyone for watching. So we wish you a good night and a nice evening. I'll see you again soon.